Hey, what is up, guys? It's Gilty here, and welcome back to Dead by Daylight. How y'all doing today on this marvelous... Actually, what is today? Why does it feel like a Monday? I don't know why, but it feels like a Monday. Terrific Thursday afternoon. Hope you all are doing well. I know I am. With that being said, we are back once again with some Dead by Daylight. I don't know why my camera's not working. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little bit lost on that. My computer did have a stop error code earlier talking about bad drivers. So I wonder if my camera's part of that. Give me a second. And find out real quick like. Let's see. Let me unplug you. We replug you. That should reset the drivers, theoretically. Ugh. And let's see. Did it work? Let's do... Let's press U. Let's click U. Hey, there we go. Much better. Let me make sure it's in focus now. There we are. Okay, we should be good now. We should be good. How's my... But what's up, Slashy? What's up, Giraffe? What is up, Sean and Trix? Hopefully y'all are doing well. All right. And thank you, Slashy. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, I have a little thing that I'm working on that I want to see. Is this my first game? Yes, it is, Frost Demon. We're doing Trapper today. I want to try and get some wins on Trapper Boy. So, I want to show you guys something that I'm working on. I want to see what you guys think. So I'm working on perk cards. Do you guys like the way this looks? Do you think that it might need to be a different color for the text just because of like the white on white? It does have that black translucent background to try and help it out. But do you like the way this looks as a whole? Because I'm going to be using these for some videos that I have in mind. Different screen position? Okay, so maybe changing up the screen position. I know on the loading screen, it doesn't look all too great. And so my main course of action would be to... Why did I only have one perk? Oh, whoops. I straight up didn't put my perks on because I was too distracted with my face cam. GG's. That's good stuff. So we're using one perk Trapper. This is going to be fun. I can already feel it. Let's head over to this gen. Corner or bottom, but looks good. Alright, so as long as, like, its core concept looks good, I'll be pretty happy. That's what I'm looking for at its core. You don't need perks to do good at the game. I wish that were true, but having perks on Trapper would go a long way to winning this match, I feel. I wanted to see if she was going to leave the tile. She did not. And hit detection, or hit validation, just botched me on that one. I feel like I got that hit, but hit validation had other thoughts. Maybe a Trapper Bag? I mean, Trapper Bag would go a long way. There's no doubt about that fact. Realistically speaking, for Trapper, Corrupt Intervention's what you really need, as Corrupt Intervention's going to allow you to slow down the game at its early stages to be able to let you put down some traps and really start to pressure them in the mid to late game. Whereas without Corrupt Intervention, you're kinda at your wit's end and really just an M1 115 killer that's highly reliant on getting downs within a short period of time. And that's going to be solely based on your own personal performance. Yo, what's up, Delanco? How you doing, my friend? Hopefully doing well. I thought that she threw down a flashbang because she was right there. I guess not. That was odd. So, I imagine that the majority of you all heard about SBMM or MMR getting turned on in the 5.2 update. What are your thoughts? I know that we've discussed SBMM and MMR to, like, length at this point. I want to know your thoughts in full regarding its full application come the Hellraiser update. Are you guys a fan of this? Are you guys looking forward to it? Looks weird now. So what do you mean SBMM looks weird now? Where's a trap? That was a dead hard. Don't know why you did that. Are you talking about the rank? Like, I know the ranking icons look a bit odd. Which I don't really care about that at all. But SBMM at its core doesn't seem to have changed. So SBMM, what has changed, realistically speaking, is the algorithm. They refined that further. What has changed, on the other hand, is the rank icons. Those have changed. So realistically speaking, they looked at the data from the previous tests, and they said, hey, everything looks good. It's doing what we want it to do. You know, we're going to, you know, implement it at this point in time. That's pretty much what they have said. I think I understand why they did, just because of the fact that they probably have something else in mind, or they wanted to, for lack of a better term, make more ranks, more or less. Yeah, there's like Ashen, there's Eerie, stuff like that. I think they just wanted more ranks than, you know, what there currently has been. Also, if you guys think I'm playing aggressively this match, you are 110% right. Trapper of these few perks, I need to play really aggressively around Hook, I think. I think giving them any breathing room is going to be my mistake. So I need to play pretty aggressively here and kind of play into them a bit more. Should also give me some time to put down some traps here and there. As I'm able to move around a little bit. Scratch marks there. That's the Nia who's still injured. Super glad you're streaming today. Has been most basic word is aggravating. What for today as a whole? Sorry to hear that you've not had a great day. Yes, Yui moonwalking at me. Sounds good. Well, hopefully your day is going to be getting a little bit better, my friend. I do hope that indeed. And our traps are coming into play now. Good stuff. We're still behind. If we're looking at the number of gens completed to the number of hooks gotten, we're still behind overall, which is a little bit concerning, especially because I know that Nia's on that gen there. So I'm kind of still in this really awkward position of being behind on overall pressure. I need to kill off the Yui or be able to apply additional pressure here. So she's going to loot me at the eye wall. We're going to shut down the eye wall. Because we were setting up the trap, she's going over here. Yui, if I'm not mistaken, is dead on Hook. Let's see if she still has Decisive Strike. She does not. So now we can evaluate our situation a bit better and potentially be in a position to win. Yo, what's up, Hex? How you doing today? Hopefully doing well. I hear totem being done. She went around. I was hoping that she'd panic. She did not. And let's pick up that trap in passing. Did she double back? No, the scratch marks just seemingly, like, faded into the grass. But yeah, if you guys need anything, feel free to let myself and the community know. As you guys are well aware, we are very, very supportive to the best of our ability. Alright, let's lock down this loop mid-chase, making it a bit harder for Nia here. There's the dead hard for distance, but she realized she can't go anywhere. I hear the gen behind me being worked on. Yeah, that can definitely be difficult, Hex. No doubt about that. I definitely understand. Alright, let's break this. The problem is that the person on hook has 120 seconds to be up there. If they were on death hook, that'd be a better place for us, no doubt. Hatch is right here, scratch marks over there. Some lag just went off, that was strange. We need to injure both of them, make this upcoming unhook unsafe. Otherwise, we do lose. Have they gen tapped? They have not. We need to keep these two gens regressing, basically. We see both of them over here. There's a trap. Hit you first. There's the pallet. That's fine. So we pick you up. And we're gonna bring her over to the hook nearby. The other person on hook has hit second stage. The gens are still regressing. I think we've somehow come back to this. Like, we are now back in the game. I don't know how this came to be, but we are. Yeah, they've made enough mistakes now to where I think we've won this. Like, there is no reason with Trapper, no add-ons, unnerving presence should have won this game. I'll be fully honest with all of you. There's literally, like, no reason at all, but it's because I was forcing really dangerous unhooks for, like, the entirety of the match. So, it is what it is. Too much altruism? 100%. 100% too much altruism. We kept on injuring them and keeping them injured, having them off of gens. They had really good gen pressure. We just countered that by forcing them into unsafe unhooks. And then just some of those really key traps here and there. But GG, well played to these survivors. It's not like they were, you know, yellow ranks or anything. They knew what they were doing. Resilience, self-care, dead hard, BT dead hard. We'll make it, botany knowledge, dead hard DS, adrenaline. So overall, they played well. They played well. Yes, you are allowed to spin the wheel. We are going to mainly focus in on Trapper today. Do keep that in mind. Got pulled over for speeding. I was going 45 and a 30, but I know 100% I was only going like 37, 38 because I just looked at my speedometer. And then cop came out of their hidey hole. Yeah, that is rough. No doubt about that. I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest thing is that if they were to simply, quote-unquote, let's say, fib about you going 45 and a 30, I'm not sure how much that would change the ticket versus 30 versus 37. But we will spin the wheel, and we have landed on the nurse. Now, do you guys want to play a match of the nurse, or do you guys like the reroll? 'Tis up to you. So Killer Friends is coming back. There's actually a Killer Friends this Saturday. If you haven't RSVP'd already on the Discord schedule channel, please feel free to do so. Going forward, Killer Friends will probably be set on Fridays, more or less, due to the fact that Saturdays and Sundays are going to be dedicated to COTF. Yo, what's up, Hammy? Yeah, why nurse shoulders look like lava Blight shoulders, because this is the nurse skin. You can see right there, that's Blight's syringe, basically. So what basically has happened to the nurse with this cosmetic is that she has gotten a tag showing that the Blight has experimented on her. That's kind of the lore behind the blighted skins. And this was Behavior's way of teasing the Blight, you know, the Blight coming to DBD for, I think it's like 2 years or so. They did the blighted events. Does every killer have a blighted skin? Not every killer, but the majority of them at this point. At least the OGs do. Trapper, Hillbilly, Wraith, Nurse. Trying to think who else. Huntress, Legion. Anyone else off the top of my head? Plague, Ghostface. So there's a good majority of killers that have blighted skins. Or some Nemesis skins you can think of, like, that I would like to see in the game, or skins that there are right now. A Clown, yes, there is Clown as well. I was pulled over on a military base, so I didn't even get any fines this time, but now I recently got a command team. This will be their first major impression of me, getting a speed ticket. The best thing to keep in mind if you're in a position of leadership, Delonco, is the fact that we are all human, whether you're a person in charge or a subordinate of another, is that mistakes happen, and if you are in a position of leadership, making sure to have other people understand that you're not infallible is a really important thing, because the last thing you want to do is to make a mistake and lose all trust. Instead, you should demonstrate that making mistakes is a learning experience and not a blemish on one's record, if that makes sense. Throughout my time working, you know, in brick and mortar stores as well as elsewhere, I've been put into positions of leadership or responsibility, and that's a really good thing that I've introduced into my style of leadership, because it shows that you're human, and it makes you a lot more relatable, for lack of a better term. The Wraith's lava skin, the bladed skin, yeah, I use the Wraith's bladed skin primarily. Used to work for Microsoft. I haven't been employed since May. I've been on UI since then. Hence why, like, when I was talking about taking off yesterday, between that fact where this is kind of my main source of income, aside from UI, unemployment, and honestly having streamed for an entire year almost, you guys, for lack of a better term, are supporting me as a full-time content creator. A simple soldier with no leadership responsibilities. My commanders are new to our unit, and this will be my the first time they see my name. I see. Well, ideally, then they'll have, that same train of thought as that I kind of described, where, hey, we're all a human. You know, just try and do better next time, right? That's always a good way of looking at it. Just do better next time. I appreciate it, Slashy. Yeah, at the end of the day, I've gone above and beyond, what I thought that this would become. And you guys have definitely helped alleviate a lot of my fears when it comes to, being unemployed. I know I'm a good worker, so they'll see exactly. At the end of the day, a simple speeding ticket is something that is easily forgotten about in the grand scheme of things. Thank you, Slashy. I appreciate that. Alright, let's head over to House of Pain. So far, 2 decent chases, to be honest with you. I was pretty happy with those. 10 seconds off that generator. Should go into graphic design, maybe? It's been a thought of mine to do some freelance work with design and editing, because I'm working on learning how to edit my own videos, of course. is there are no perk killer option. Yes, you can pick 4 perks, Frost, and have me use no perks instead. That is a legitimate option. Alright. The biggest thing right now that I'm focusing in to try and, for lack of a better term, buffer my finances in the long run is to increase my YouTube presence. Twitch is great, but it requires, obviously, your guys' generous tips and subscriptions for it really to benefit all too much in the long run. In comparison to YouTube, with ad revenue, it's kind of just by watching content. And of course, with how YouTube is right now, you get ads whether you like it or not, unless you have premium. So if you guys are looking to support and you don't have, you know, any money to sub or to tip, please, the best thing you can do is to watch my YouTube videos, in all seriousness. Watching my YouTube videos is an amazing way to support me as a content creator, both here on Twitch and on YouTube. As the faster that we get partnered on YouTube, the faster that we'll be able to really start making a difference on the channel with passive revenue. It's hard to grow, it's horrible. Set up TikTok. I have a TikTok right now. I actually upload a clip a day, Slashy. I have my YouTube for shorts, I have my TikTok for shorts, I have my YouTube for daily content as well as edited content, and then Twitch for live content. So as you can tell, I'm on a plethora of platforms. How do I feel about the new MMR? Honestly, I'm really happy about it. Only for the wheel roller, I can use it as killer roulette. So like when you say killer roulette, Demon, are you talking about perk-wise, or what do you mean in that moment? If you guys have not followed my TikTok yet, highly recommend doing so. It is now on the link tree. I don't know why I swung there. Yo, what's up, Raiden? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the Guilty Ones, my friend. I am Mark, aka Guiltspire. I'm an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach Ghosts how to play Killer, and survivors how to play against Killer. Very happy to have you here. Yeah, we just lost that chase outright. There's Meg. He's doing good on the double back. As I said before, my nurse isn't bad. On the 1v1, I feel pretty strong against most survivors. It's when it then gets to, like, the big picture of trying to understand how to properly play throughout the match is the hard part for me. Ah, bollocks. I tried to blink through the tree. Did not work in the slightest. Moments like those show that I still have a lot to work on, nurse. Hello, Figment. Yep, exactly. The wheel can always be respawned. Yeah. That, and also I still don't know the charge distance that I need for moments like that. Like, I feel like I don't need that much distance, and all of a sudden it shows very clearly that I need much more. Alright, let's try and keep distance on her. We're gonna lose another gen. We're gonna lose this match. And that's okay. Losing a match is not the end of the world. So here's a that's so odd. You would think, right? You would think you'd be able to blink up to that floor from the outside, right? Because you can blink out like that. But blinking up, it doesn't seem to work. That's so odd. You think if you could blink out, you can blink in, but you can't. Huh. That's so odd for that not to work. I'll have to keep that in mind for the future. Yeah, I just want to experiment this. The what the frish hell? So I can't blink through the door? Am I crazy? The what? Okay, so in order... Can I not blink into that room? No, so pointing too high doesn't matter unless there's something above you. Can I not blink into this room at all? The map is bugged? I don't think I can blink into the room. Also, Brayden, the reroll is only for once we have spun the killer and not after as an additional spin. Yeah, no. So that room, okay, so that explains a bit. We can blink out of the room, but we cannot blink into this room. That's really wacky. I have never noticed that. To be fair, I very rarely play around House of Pain, so that would make sense. Yeah, the house is a no-nurse house. It's House of Pain for a reason, I do suppose. Well, that explains a lot, unfortunately. Not that I want to have that be the case, but it is. Doing pretty well, Beast. Doing pretty well. Cannot complain. Though we have found out an interesting thing about House of Pain, that if you're ever on Badham and you're playing against a nurse, just go into that room, and they can't blink into there. They can blink out of the room, just not in. Which is a bit wacky, to say the least. Yeah, she played me on that one. Yeah, the map's definitely a little bit wonky for Nurse, I will say. Now she's gonna play House of Pain again. Body blocking a Nurse is not an easy feat. But they did a decent enough job to make it work. Are there objects Nurse can't blink through? Yes, there are objects that Nurse cannot blink through. Well, so the answer is yes and no. So it's kind of strange. You can blink through if you have enough blink. But there are times to where certain objects you can blink through with a very short amount of blink, i.e. that push. But if I try and blink through this, for example, at a certain angle, with the same type of distance, it's not gonna work. The hitbox of the Nurse cannot intersect with another hitbox. Thus, because of that, it kind of gets a little bit wonky with where you can and cannot blink. So apparently the room that we cannot blink into has enough hitbox collision to where Nurse cannot blink into it. It's a bit odd, to say the least. But with that being said, our Nurse streak is over, for better or for worse, but we have learned an important lesson nonetheless. And Brayden, thank you much for the reminder to hydrate. Hey, what's up, Adrian? Indeed, indeed, I did. Hope you're having a great day. Alright, let's go back to Trapper Boy. So I feel like I missed your guys' talk about MMR and SBMM. To be honest, for a lot of casual players, it'll be nice to go against just more casual players, not a bunch of Swifts. So the funny thing is about that comment about MMR is that a lot of people believe that MMR is going to do the opposite is the thing, right? A lot of people believe that MMR is actually going to make it worse off for casual players, not better, which I never understood that argument, right? I've never understood the argument that it's going to be worse off for people. Have you not heard people cry about Dead Hard, Sprint Burst, BTDS? I mean, basically they're meta perks and they're good perks at that. But honestly, they're not... Like, they're perks that can be worked around, though I'll say... Sprint Burst is starting to become, I feel like, the meta exhaustion perk. Like, the exhaustion perk I'm seeing more and more survivors using than Dead Hard, where they just sit in a gen, then Sprint Burst away, because most killers, like myself, have gotten into this mindset of, oh, Sprint Burst off a gen, I'm not chasing that. Same thing of Life after a Vault. Most times, it's not worth the chase time if you have other things nearby to work around. If there's nothing else, then I guess I'll chase it, but it still sucks. But yeah, no, I think, but yeah, those are regular perks that people get used to, but why don't they get used, to NOED? The reason why I personally don't like NOED is because NOED is not conditional enough. Good morning, Shelby. NOED, in my opinion, isn't conditional enough. I believe that needs to be more conditional, because right now all that NOED is that survivors get punished for doing their objective. That more or less is what NOED is, right? Survivors get punished for doing their objective, which is generators. That's why I personally don't like it, where I wish they would make it something a little bit more restrictive, to where you have to hook every survivor in order for NOED to activate. That way you can't just face camp, then let them finish the gens, and then kill off another one for a 2K. No, NOED does not take any skill, hence why I don't like NOED. If you bring NOED, I mean, in my defense, is a perk in the game. At the end of the day, you're not. It is a perk. It is just that. At the end of the day, you're allowed to use what tools are available to you in the game. And the fact that people still don't understand that is mind-boggling to me, in all honesty. It really is. Like, fact of the matter is, it's a perk. You're not breaking any rules. Much like strategies like, you know, tunneling or camping, they are part of the game. Does it suck? Yes. But is it something where you have to go, oh, I hate it so much that I'm going to be toxic in endgame chat? It sucks abso-freaking-lutely. But beside that, you know, it's not the end of the world. Know it had a cooldown or something? I could see that. Personally, I like the idea that you have to hook each survivor for NOED to activate, and then you only get 4 downs or 4 uses of NOED's exhaust ability. Personally, I like that idea. I'm gonna do a little trapper tech. There we go. So, a little thing you can do with Trapper is show that you're, or fake that you're going to put down a trap at a pallet. And a lot of survivors are going to run away from that pallet in order to go, oh, he's putting down a trap. And you can just fake out the trap and buy time. Devour? No, I don't have Devour right now. Are you talking about basically NOED being like Devour? Because yes, that would be the case. Instant drop, vault, and hit. Wait until rank reset, or at least till Pinhead comes out, taking a good detox. Makes sense. Honestly, it's not a bad idea to, you know, simply not play the game for a period of time. Not a bad idea at all. Now, she has to have Dead Hard. If she doesn't have Dead Hard, she doesn't make this. She does not have Dead Hard. DBD is the first and only game I ever played I need to detox from occasionally. And that's okay. Honestly, there are plenty of games that I feel that way with or have felt in the past. DBD is surprisingly not one of them for me. Alright, we're gonna kill off Cheryl next time she gets off a hook. Where did Meg go? Only reason why I didn't put Cheryl into basements because Meg was here on the pallet. From Killer right now, I'd say, you know, the game is so different between Killer and Survivor, that's not a bad idea. I want to mention here the only reason why Meg is body blocking Cheryl is because Cheryl does not have BT, which means Meg doesn't have BT. There goes Ruin. That's fine. That means 3 people have been off of gens for a while now. So that is A-okay by me. She has Dead Hard. There's the Dead Hard. There's the pallet drop. There's the Meg down. We're gonna leave Meg slugged. I do this too often where I don't leave people slugged, I'll be honest. So I'm going to go for Cheryl now, who's still injured, forcing 3 survivors off of gens at the very least. I feel especially if MMR coming up, I'm going to have to be more aggressive on survivors than I have been in the past. So I need to change my playstyle just a little bit to be a bit more competitive in comparison. Yes, MMR is coming to DBD come the 5.2 update, which still has a indeterminate date. But that means that, for example, Otstarva was talking about this on their 50 win streak on Nemesis. that it's going to be very difficult to get win streaks with the current rule set, the rule set that I share, going forward. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes of win streaks, if people are going to move more to 4K streaks or so on. So MMR stands for multiplayer, well no, MMR, matchmaking rank is what MMR stands for. And then there's another term which is called SBMM, or stat-based matchmaking. Both of those terms are interchangeable at their core. Basically, what it means is that as you win a match, your invisible MMR or SBMM rank goes up. When you lose a match, it goes down. When you, you know, quote-unquote tie a match, it stays even. When you play against survivors that are a higher rank than you and win, your MMR goes up even more. When you lose against survivors at a lower rank than you, then your MMR goes down even further. So eventually, the idea of MMR is for you to play against people that are your skill at all points in time. So as a survivor, you'll be able to always know that you're playing against people that are around your skill level, and same thing of killer. Each of your killers has a different MMR or SBMM rank in comparison to your survivors, which are always going to be the same. So personally, I'm very excited for MMR because of the fact that I think that rank-based matchmaking is flawed, and that is the current system that we currently run. Basically, rank-based matchmaking is simply a system saying, where's that Claude? Why is she not here? You have Dead Hard, which means you didn't have BT. The Claude should have been here to take aggro off of Meg. Why wasn't she? So, like, a good example is right there. As a survivor, you should ensure that you do not leave a survivor to get down, because if I was a little bit more patient, I could have simply waited out the DS and then gone for a kill there. Would have taken 60 seconds? Absolutely. Or I could have slugged and let them sit there for however long I wanted, and then down them again. Or simply the 5-second DS and down them again anyways, and once again kill them off. The Claude has not been on a hook this entire game, so it would have proven beneficial for her. So someone with more mechanical skill would have taken aggro in comparison to the Claude, who probably doesn't have that knowledge, and thus didn't. So I think that's a good example where MMR will probably pair me with someone who has that knowledge in comparison to the Claude, who very realistically speaking didn't. So, especially if killers like Trapper, I think me playing more aggressively for the early outs is what my game plan's going to have to be. Yo, what's up, Travesty? Going pretty well, going pretty well. How about you? What have you been up to as of late? What are your thoughts on MMR? We're talking about MMR. So, I am personally very excited for MMR. I think it's a good thing. That's for solo queue. I'll switch it up a lot for Swift. Makes sense. Claude was over here. They haven't really worked on any gens. At least not all too much. Well, if they're not working on gens, we can start setting up traps, I guess. Though we see scratch marks right there. There's Claude. But the way that Claude just played there shows me very clearly that they really care a lot more about themselves than they do their fellow survivors, which makes sense based on that play earlier. Also, I do want to note that because the Meg that we killed off the DS was not the obsession, it means that the previous obsession, which I imagine was Claude, does have DS in hand, or Metal of Man, potentially. How long am I going to be playing for? A minimum of 4 hours, Frost Demon, and a max of 8. Hey, GG's, Pixel GG's, I appreciate you stopping by saying hi. Yep, I knew as much. Yeah, sorry about that early kill. We were talking about MMR and how I think it's going to be a good thing, because the Claude should have, in that instance, really taken aggro off of you, because you did a really good job of taking aggro off of Cheryl and body blocking for her, It's just unfortunate I was able to down you off that pallet and then go for Cheryl immediately. That's what really killed the both of you in the long run. I love the little bells on Trapper's weapon. The crimp, was that a 4%? That was 100% a 4%. Nicely done, Claudie girl. But yeah, the Krampus skate is probably one of my favorites. She'll vault. There's the Dead Heart. Krampus is really cool, 100%. I like I said, I absolutely love Krampus Trapper. Where are you doing hatch bowls again? Yeah, if we have mods like yourself, Giraffe, who are able to and ready, we can do hatch bowls again. Was thinking of either doing that or to do a channel point reward. Minnow has to be yours. We stopped doing his barbecue stacks. Yes, we did. Don't worry for the early kill. You good? And I broke your ruin. You did break my ruin, in which case, you know, the kill's well deserved. But I appreciate stopping by saying hi. I'm Mark, aka Gilty, an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach codes how to play killer and survivors how to play against killer. Very happy to have you here. I was gonna put down some traps. So Claude healed, which would tell me that she's probably gonna go for the unhook now. There it is. Perfect, perfect. I mean, here's the thing again. So if we look at the situation, right? Claude got the unhook. Where's Claude? We see Meg here. She potentially has BT because she's not dead harding. There's the no dead hard yet. Once she dead hards, we know she doesn't have BT. Dead hard? Dead hard. Doctor next match? Sounds good. Have I played 4 Hex perks before? Yes. So this could mean that she has DS. If she didn't dead hard, I think she has DS. Let's find out. There it is. To my assumption. I mean, with 2 people left, I don't really mind. But in all reality, Claudette should have taken aggro and should have, for lack of a better term, ensured that Meg didn't go down again. Because it's obvious that she may have not had BT, her Dead Hard was never used, and Claude was nowhere to be found. The best thing for Claude to have done is to straight up ensure that she did not go down again by body blocking. But yeah, what's Apocalyptic? How you doing today? Off the trap, didn't get her. Yeah, the trap didn't get her. I must have not put it far enough out, is the problem there. Alright, let's put down this trap. Realistically speaking, they're not going to be disarming traps, so me rearming traps that they have already hit is not a bad thing here. Alright. Well, so this was not far out enough, I don't think. Or is it too far out? I don't know. It's hard to say. But she is suicided. Was Hatch on this side? Hatch was on this side, right? It was right here. So we'll close this. Honestly, Claudette doesn't deserve Hatch. She really played selfishly this game. And honestly, did more harm than good for her teammates as a whole. Speaking of the devil. Alright, Claudia girl, how you want to play this? She's going to go for the pallet. We're just going to put this here. And then force her back into the loop. So now all she can do is vault window. That's 2. And now where are we going, Claudia girl? I mean, it's either me or the entity. You don't exactly have a way out, my girl. And I'm all too keen on the POV trick. Yeah, I think Claude is a good example why MMR is needed. Because the way that she played is not indicative in mechanical skill, in my personal opinion. I honestly cannot wait for MMR and to consistently feel like the survivors I'm playing against are at least within my ballpark when it comes to skill level mechanically. Because if I'm really trying, survivors are going to have a hard time. But GG, well played to these survivors. Alright, so that is another win on Trapper Boy. That is now a 4-win streak. I've several games where two survivors died before 1 or 2 minutes into the match. Eee. That's a oof right there, that's for sure. There is a cooldown on the reroll, that is correct. Both that and the wheel, so be careful what you're choosing. But we are going to play a match of Doctor. Which, have I ever mentioned? I feel like I have. I have mentioned many times before how I hate no perk Doctor. I really do. I really hate no add-on Doctor. No perk Doctor I'm fine with. No add-on Doctor I hate with a passion. And anytime, Pixel, we here believe in the rising tide raising all boats, so we're always here to support other Dead by Daylight streamers and content creators as a whole, so we appreciate ya. Once again, thank you much for stopping by, and would love for you to join our, the Guilty Ones community Discord if you are interested. Yes. I think that Doctor's add-on dependent. And realistically speaking, on one add-on. There's one set of add-ons that, realistically speaking, changes Doctor from being god-awful to usable. And that is the electrodes. The high stimulus electrode, the polished electrode, what I always call copper-plated, and then the moldy electrode. Yeah, when I'm on stream, I'll host you if I can. Good luck in the stream. Thank you, Pixel. Hope you have a great day. And thank you much for the kind regards. And good luck, have fun in the next match. The moldy electrode, the polished electrode, and the high stimulus electrode change Doctor's base kit so dramatically. Because as default, without add-ons, your shock therapy really can't do much except on filler pallets, where you give them control of the pallet, you shock them, and then you're able to catch up for a hit. But on any other tile, unless you are within striking range of them anyways, you cannot hit your shock therapy to stop them from vaulting. And it's not beneficial to use your shock therapy. It really does suck. 7.5k points for us to choose a killer for you to spend a stream grinding win streaks on. I have been wondering about some ideas for like higher channel points. I could see that. We could do one a stream. We need a depth challenge point one. Yes. Actually, Shelby, could you DM me that in all seriousness? Because I do want to do that. No, I 100% want to do that. I just keep on forgetting. So if you could send that in a DM, that'd be appreciated. I'd be 100% for that. Yo, what's up, Cam? How you doing? Hope you're having a great day. Why is the killer reel 1 hour? Reason being is because I want to be able to focus in on one killer, and I actually really like that when we're doing a 60 million blood point challenge, to be honest. Also, were my Discord notifications coming up on stream? That's not supposed to happen. Is Discord not going into streamer mode? Discord, what the fresh hell? Okay, well, I need to fix that. Yeah, Discord's supposed to go into streamer mode. It didn't. That's so odd. How's Huntress going? I actually, like, after you guys telling me how I'm definitely a better Huntress than I make myself out to be, I'm feeling pretty confident in my Huntress gameplay. I won't lie. And because of that, we're going to step away from Huntress and focus more in on Trapper right now. If you have a dead heart, you need to use it. There it is. Alright. Yeah, the biggest thing that Doctor can do is, while Ruin's up, get people in a tier 2, tier 3 as often as possible. I say that and immediately Ruin is gone. GG's on that. So, do we want to play aggressively around the hook? That's bounced landing. Okay, so she's going back upstairs. She should have played the downstairs, which has pallets. Yes, this has a vault. But is that the right play here? Because you take the stun. I'm still on top of you. There's the filler pallet. And then she goes to the shack. So I could shock her here, but I might as well just get a hit on her instead. That is the better play. But there are some cheeky things you can do in shack. Have I seen the new patch notes? Yes, I have. Well, so, correction. They're not patch notes. They are, in all reality, just a developer update. Everyone is pissed off about SBMM/MMR, and I cannot explain to you why. I'll be fully honest with you. If you were to try and tell me why, the biggest consensus that I can get is that they don't like the idea of not having fun. Which I've had this conversation already, is what is fun to a Dead by Daylight player? Can the community as a whole answer that for me? And if not, then is there a way to... Wow, I can't believe I botched that. That was a good dodge. DBD isn't fun? DBD is fun, but everyone has a different version of that. For what is fun, what is not fun. Well, exactly, that's the thing. You find it fun not to be bullied by higher ranked survivors when you're trying to learn a killer. What else I need to hear? There we go. Other people have fun when they're using head-on and memeing, right? And bullying different killers. But in that same breath, does that mean that the killer that you're playing against in turn is having fun? The answer is no. And then for other people, much like what Tweak just said, feeling that you and your opponent are on same level of skill, which I would say is definitely fun for me. You know, no, you don't get a snap out of it. You don't get a snap out of it, Cheryl. I want to do something mean to Cheryl, actually. I want to do something really mean. Do you know that when you go to snap out of it with BT in hand, that you, or when you have BT applied, that your snap out will probably take longer than your mend time, unless someone else mends you? It's really mean. Hit validation, GG's. Well, I think that's exactly it, that people are mad that they can't theoretically bully killers anymore. Or that if they do, they're gonna have to work for that, and not just, you know, casually do so. So that's my whole thing. Whenever I see people go, I don't want to play against a sweaty killer, I don't want to play against a sweaty Swift. So are you telling me that you want an easy match? Like, what is it that you're trying to tell me exactly? You're just looking forward to me destroying Swifts? I mean, I do have that ability, but I'm looking forward to the fact that it's going to be more difficult for me to do so. Yeah, I'm not going to get in time. So yeah, that's my biggest thing. Especially when I see content creators put that out there as well. When I see content creators say that, like, oh, I don't want to play against, you know, the sweaty Swifts and whatnot. Like, okay, so what you're telling me is that you don't feel confident enough in your skill to make content that you think other people will enjoy because your whole shtick is to, you know, get a killer to whiff 5 times. A good example of that, if you really want to see it, is when I played Swift, was it not yesterday, but the day before? When I played it the day before, and we were getting rank 16s, and you saw how easily I was able to juke killers, get them to swing at windows, do stuff like that. Like, that is what a lot of people whose arguments are wanting to play against at all times, when that just isn't fun for that killer, is it? Like, if we asked that Pyramid Head that made a video for, they would probably not be saying that they had fun. Alright. Let's pick you up first. We're gonna drop her. Yep, give me the Jake. Perfect. Jake has gotten up. Alright, now they're gonna be able to get everyone up at this point. Yep, there's everyone up off the tap. So that unbreakable by Jake was pretty problematic. Alright, let's shock out real quick. Oh no. That's actually amazing. Everyone's on tier 3 right now. That's amazing. That's like the best case scenario for me. They cannot pick each other up at this point. Until they snap out, they cannot pick each other up at all. That is brilliant. Alright, Jake is back up. That's less than ideal. Ooh, he healed pretty fast. That's interesting. Let's go for Dwight and Cheryl. Cheryl is not on tier 3 anymore. Show vault. This door is open though. This is why I would always say never do the middle gen on Temple of Purgation. Is actually a bad idea. Let's see how they play this now. So I'm hoping that Jake has BT. There's a reason for this too. She does not. He took the body block, which tells me that Nia did not have BT there. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting, Jake. There's the dead hard. Yeah, that's a great example why I hate Doctor's ability. It just needs something. It needs something else to be better. Oh, I don't think we're going to be able to get to the 4K this match. We're going to have to snowball. We'll have to snowball to hell and back to make that work. I thought we may have had it earlier with everyone down on the ground except for Dwight, but then they were able to come back from it. They were able to come back from it. Yeah, it was almost. I was trying, but they actually played it relatively well. There's the tier 3. Alright, she has window. She did not use window, though. There's Nia, who's on tier 2. Alright. So where are we going, Nia? You have a pallet coming up? You do not. You have a pallet there. You have a dead hard? You do have a dead hard. It's not going to be enough, though. Alright, let's put you on hook. I think you're dead. Which is what we need. But we need more than just that at this point. There's 2 people on this one gen. Let's pop her static blast. There's Dwight boy. Yeah, this game's over. I don't think, unless I can play off their altruism, there's really any way for me to bring this back. Yo, what's up, Spike? Doing pretty well, doing pretty well. How about you? Yeah, because he has this vault and eye palette, which is going to be pretty strong for them. He misplayed it, though, I will admit. He could have just played this eye tile, and he would have been perfectly fine. But because he pressed forward, then he's not going to be. Yo, what's up, Jacob? How you doing? How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. So now we have to play around their altruism on Dwight and try and get a 4K that way. That's doubtful. I'd need to see the buffs in action in order to feel like they're good. I'll be honest. My biggest concern is that's still not going to be enough because it's still easy to just take control of the lament configuration. I still think that the best way they could have buffed him is simply by making it so that you have to solve the lament configuration in order for the chain hunt to end. Not that you can hold it and it only affects the wielder of the Lament configuration. I think that would have been the logical choice, in my opinion, to make him feel a lot stronger than he is. Okay, why go downstairs? Good, Dead Hard. Alright, is Jake on Death Hook? I don't feel like he is. No, I don't think he is. We have... there's a possibility, actually. Yeah, unfortunately he is. I was about to say, like, I'm looking at the hook count, I'm like, he might be. He very well might be. I was agreed, chain hunt should only stop when the Link configuration is solved. I think that would just make a whole lot of sense. Honestly. I think that would just make too much sense, and I don't understand why that wasn't the logical change. Like, to me, it's just a no-brainer. But GG, well played to these survivors. So, Doctor's on a 0-win streak as is, so it didn't really matter. Still feel like his chains need to last longer? I don't feel like his chains need to last longer. I feel that if a chain is broken by environmental means, that the timer for the next chain break needs to reset. Because here's the funny part. Let's say, theoretically, you get around a corner and it breaks one chain. Let's say there's another chain that's not around a corner, and you're already 99.9% of the way completing it, and the chain breaks at 99.9. In that 1 second, or 0.1%, you're going to break two chains. One by environment, and one by holding M1. That's where it kind of gets a bit weak. So I think that's another big issue that I'm not sure if they fully addressed. I couldn't tell, based on the developer update, whether or not they made it to where his chains respawn if broken by environment. I don't think they did. I think they just buffed the add-on, basically. Say that he'd be a better clown if he had buffs. He needs all the buffs. I don't think he needs all the buffs. I just think they needs, like, small little things. They said that they're fixing Dead Hard on console finally. That is good news. So that obstacle broken chains respawn faster. So they say that it respawns faster, but there's only one add-on that does that. So does that mean that they added that add-on to base kit? Or does that mean that it only applies to that add-on? Should he play DBD or LOL? Purely up to you. All buffs he needs. That makes sense. That's where I'm not sure, because they didn't say, hey, we have removed this add-on and applied this to base kit. Which, if they did, that's not bad. That actually is a really, really good buff to base kit, I would say. They said his power isn't meant to be used in chase. Behavior doesn't play their game enough. That's what that's... like, where did they say that, Delonco? I didn't see them say that in the developer update. So I would need to read the quote, and if someone can grab that quote, then I'd be interested. But I do not remember seeing that word for word, because it'd make no sense for his power not to be used in chase. So Delonco is saying they said the power is not to be used in chase. They said it's meant for chases. I said this before a while ago. May I ask you for tips and tricks for killers? Yes, but I need you to clarify what you're looking to learn. Then the article I read lied. I would say if it's not an official, not an official post by Behavior, to probably not trust many gaming quote-unquote news sites, as they like to, how should I say, fib a little for their viewership. The news is all about those titles and getting people to click on them for that ad rev. Not exactly about being the most truthful, unfortunately. Oh, well, this is I can't even protect that with a trap. Like, no joke. That is a unprotected totem. That is so out in the open. That is ridiculous. Yo, what's up, Frost Demon? Alright, so far, not a lot of work on gens. That's good news. They have good window, which really sucks. Good news is we can kind of fight that off of our traps. See one person on that gen, let's press them off it. Red bar on that trap, there is. It's a visual bug and we have no idea what's causing it. Long and short of that. Bounce landing. Did they bring a Haddonfield offering? I wasn't paying attention to what offerings they brought, I'll be real. Hey, you're putting your back? Welcome back, Shelby. Alright, there's one gen. Good attempt. Let's see. How do we want to play this? You cross in front of me, so we vault with no pallet upcoming. Bounce landing, no dead hard. We're going to slug you out with ruin up. Go for the injured over here. That's going to shorten our chases going forward. That's good stuff. She's untrapped. Yeah, if ruin up, leaving a person slugged more often is going to be a good play for me here. Isn't back? That just means that you can't re-roll it. That's all that means, Frost. So if there's no re-roll available, but the wheel is up, just means that you spin the wheel and you get what you get. Long and short of it. They crawled all the way over here. Holy hell. Alright, we're gonna leave them both injured and go back for the pickup, I think. Let them take time to heal. Cedarmite's power is meant to be fast-paced and used in chase, not to be placed somewhere and wait. No, that makes perfect sense. So it's supposed to be used in chase, is the long and short of it. Myers' house is getting worked on. You went through the wrong window for me. That's a yikes. Bounce landing again. I am almost 100% certain now that they brought Haddonfield offering. Does anyone else with 2 bounce landings feel like that? Because I feel like I don't see that many bounce landings unless they bring an offering. Seems pretty likely. It really does. So we need to kill someone off. We're already on 1 hook on 2 gens done. Killing someone off here is a must for me. Is it Phantom? No, it's not Phantom today. Alright, let's put you in basement. We have a trap in hand now, so we can trap the good window and make House of Pain, or not House of Pain, Myers' house, the House of Pain for survivors. Alright. Nope, not there. Right here. Let's see. There goes Ruin. Not the end of the world. We knew that was gonna go. It's in a really unsafe location. Alright, we're gonna trap up Myers' house, more or less. We see scratch marks going into the basement. That's great. We're gonna force them into the vault, is what we're gonna do. Alright, she went around. I was really hoping that they would go to the vault. Thankfully, they went to this vault, so we're good. So, let's put you in basement now. Just need to be wary of our own trap, of course. Easy enough. Let's put this, instead of there, right here around the corner. But we're still really falling behind when it comes to general pressure right now. We need to snowball here, which means probably slugging someone out. There's Jake again. He's already fully healed, though. So I think we need to play around basement as we speak. I think playing around here is going to be the move, and ensuring that we replace the person in basement. Without Ruin, though, we're also in a little bit of trouble. There we go. Which trap was that? That was the outside trap? Alright, let's put you in basement now. Alright, I'm gonna down you. She dies. She gets off my shoulder, that's fine. We get an injure, we get a down. That one's already there. We get someone into basement. So we're still pretty much in the same exact position, but arguably better. And the person in basement still dies. So now we're good. Put that same trap there. Why they made it where you can only hold his power for 6 seconds now? I'm confused. I may have missed something. Are you talking about Cenobite? Or are you talking about someone else? Let's go for Jake, who has bounced landing, does he not? Yes, he does. Alright, let's grab another trap. Yeah, Cenobite, gotcha. How to get better with Nemesis, Slinger, and Demo. Demo, the best thing to figure out is his timing for his shreds. That's one of the most difficult parts of his ability, and ensuring that you get value from it. Where in comparison for Deathslinger, you need to ensure that you're shooting as much as possible and not being afraid of situations where you might miss. As far as Nemesis, he's a tricky one, honestly. There's BT. She had to have seen that trap going in, right? There's no way that she didn't. I'm just gonna lock down this area, basically. Oh, did I pick up this one? I did. No, I didn't. It's right here. They have pretty much one way in and 2 ways out. So they're in a really difficult position now if they want to go for the unhooks. And this time I can go venture off and take a look at gens. Get this regressing, for example, while we have pop in hand. Okay, so that's 10 seconds off the gen in basement. Or sorry, 8 seconds off the gen in basement, 10% of the full. That's Jake. Yeah, Nemesis is a bit harder. Realistically speaking, it's knowing when to M2 versus M1. That's the hard part with Nemesis, to be honest with you. Because if you don't know when to do X, Y, and Z, that's when you're going to lose a lot of pressure with him. Because at his core, he's a M1 115 killer until you get tier 2, so you want to get tier 2 as soon as possible. So read down you. Let's get you out the back. You went out the right way. You have bounced landing, don't you? Yes, you do. Now, Jake was down here earlier as well. There's Nia up. They disarmed a singular trap. What trap was that? They vaulted out that window. Smart of them. And still get caught in this window. Or this trap. GG's. DS? Okay, so looks like 2 of them have DS. Probably both Cheryl, Arnia, and Zarina. Since Zarina was the obsession prior. That's what that tells me. Alright. There's House of Pain gen gone. Yeah. Then scratch marks here from Zarina. Drop pallet on short side, so we go back around. Good attempt at a fake, no dice though. Everyone's on death hook with the exception of one. That would be the Nia. So we can kill off Zarina, which would be a good thing. So let's kill you off. And then we need to find Jake and Nia ASAP. Gen's fully regressed. The problem is that the last two gens are so far apart. It's ridiculous. So based on the fact that that gen got done, they're probably going to go for that execute there. Probably already on it. We might be able to pressure it fast enough. Gonna be dicey though. Someone goes off it. That's the Nia, which means we don't know where Jake is. So we put down the trap here. At least slows them down. Where does Nia go now? Nia goes inside. She goes upstairs. She's on the canopy. Where's Jake then? Probably on the other exit gate. Scratch marks, no blood. Scratch marks and blood. Which, did she have balanced landing? She may have. I probably should have played a little bit more aggressively and played a bit safer around things like DS, to be honest with you. I think that was a shortcoming of mine this game. And it shows that I might be a little bit too nice at times if I'm going for wins. So she vaults out. So it's on the far exit gate, though. I do want to mention that. We're going to get bloodlusted and catch up relatively quickly. But do we have enough time to get around the body block? Here, I don't think so, because there's not much room for me to get around him is the problem. Also, did I just lose my bloodlust? How did I lose my bloodlust? I didn't fall out of chase. That makes no sense. Yeah, you can. So it's not iframes. I want to make that clear. It's not iframes. That's actually intended. But GG, well played to these survivors. So your ability to hold open the trap is actually something that is built into the game and that survivors, for some ungodly reason, do not use enough. Makes sense, even bloodlust doesn't matter. Yeah, that one was a bit odd. I don't know why I lost bloodlust. I don't think even if I kept it, it would matter, because there wasn't really a lot of room for me to get around the Jake without having to eat the body block, is the problem. So in the long run, I don't think it mattered, which does suck. All right, so we'll spin the wheel after this match, due to the fact that I'm already queued up. But yeah, so it's very sneaky if you hold open the trap for survivors. It's a really good way of getting people out of shack, for example. If an instance that the trapper has, you know, trapped up basement, for lack of a better term. So you hold it open, you have everyone cross through, then one of the people through holds it open and you get through. Obviously, that's assuming that the trapper is not breathing down your neck, but you can theoretically make it work in that fashion. A lot of people just don't know that's a thing. A lot of people do forget about that wholeheartedly. Hey, GG Screech, GG's. I appreciate you stopping by saying hi. How you doing today? I'm Mark, aka Gilty. I'm an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach codes how to play Killer and survivors how to play against Killer. Very happy to have you here. Would love to be part of the Guilty ones if you are interested. A secret offering suggesting Shroud of Binding, and of course, my sacrificial cake. All right. I'm doing good. Hope you're having a great time as well. I am. Cannot complain here. Just doing some Trapper win streak attempts. What killer did I get? So we haven't spun it yet, Frost Demon. We're going to spin it after this match since we already queued up with the Trapper prior to its spin. And with killer queue times being pretty much instantaneous, it's hard to spin it before we are able to cancel or vice versa. Alrighty though. With that being said, let's take a look. We are on a Coldwood map. Don't know which one. I'm gonna say Cowshed. Maybe? Yes, Cowshed. How do I want to use my traps here? Here's the hard part about Trapper, ain't it? There are not many good ways to use your traps outside of potentially protecting your totem, for example. Why did Lodge Saloon in-game get disabled? Saloon because there are infinites that survivors could abuse. The game because there was a gen that was getting boxed in by openable doors when you complete it. Unless breakable walls were opened. Blood Lodge, I genuinely don't know. I'll be honest with you. I generally do not know about Blood Lodge. Did you read up before you switched out add-ons? Switched out add-ons. What? I mean switched out add-ons. I don't use add-ons. Alright, let's check over here. But Grain Stars is a double infinite of God Palette next to it, with Shax's God Palette as well. Groaning Storehouse. What infinite are you referring to, Frosty? Are you talking about the one in the middle? That's not really an infinite, I'll be honest. Infinites are where you can pretty much loop indefinitely without taking a hit. There is a palette. It's not a God palette. It's a strong palette, do not get me wrong. But it's not a God palette on Groaning Storehouse. Hello, Spinosagar. Yes, you cannot get hit if you play it right. No, you can. Like, no joke. You can 110% get a hit off of main building. So, it's... I know what you're referring to, but I'm gonna have to disagree, and if we get Groaning Storehouse, I'll show you as much. There are ways to play around main building. Alright, they're on Ruin. You have to do 16 seconds worth of time. Alright. I'll just pick you up, Jonathan boy. And then reset the trap. Now, I feel like I heard someone earlier. I could be wrong. Could have sworn I heard breathing. That was not Jonathan's. Well, let's check main. So, Ruin... Okay, there they are. I saw them on window. There's Jonathan. There's the vault. I'll take the pallet. We'll break it. Let me go back for Ruin. Because you have to know they're already back on it, right? Go figure. Yeah, I saw sprint burst and then no sprint burst. Wait, why replay that? Though fresh what? There's the slow vault. No additional distance made. There's the dead hard drop pallet. Gas Heaven has an infinite. So Frosty, man, I have to ask the question, what are you defining as infinites? Like, what is an infinite in your mind? Because I think that you might not be using the term correctly. I do have a sneaking suspicion that you, and no fault of your own, might not know what a infinite is in this context. Alright, still nothing. Nothing here. Chances are they're back at Shack. I know one Jonathan was over there earlier. Yeah, it's going to continuously harass that, and that's not the right move in my opinion. Because we see 1, 2, 3 people currently off of gens. That is not the right move. Like, yeah, you can get Ruin out, but at what cost at this point in time? That can last a long time? That is not an infinite. An infinite in the context of DBD is, as the name suggests, that not only do you need Bloodlust, but it can be used infinitely. And when I mean infinitely, I truly do mean infinitely. So, there are strong loops, yes. But there are very few infinites in the game at this point in time. There used to, before breakable walls, be a whole lot more of them. Like, no doubt. Alright, there's window. That's one time and chase. Not gonna swing at that. You have dead hard. Nope. Not based on that play. So we now have 16 seconds to get the hook and to get over there. So it's gonna be probably too late. We can at least get there and get the hit. And even better yet, we might be able to get the trap. Nope, no trap, no hit. That's Claire. Or no, it's Nancy, sorry. Red Jacket, thought it was Claire. We go for Jonathan now. Well, let's get the hit. So they finally got Ruin. 4 hooks in. Not the best play in the world, in my personal opinion. But it's a play. Did not vault. Good job on the mind game. They did get another gen during this time. Insta drop on short side. He needs to play long side here, not short side like that. Can't dead hard when you're vaulting. But yeah, an infinite is where you can theoretically never be hit if you play it right. Not the chase is going to last a long time if you play it right. There is a difference in that. So don't confuse the two. There's no doubt strong loops in maps, but there are ways for killers to work around them rather than to fall prey to them. Whether that be eating, you have a key, don't you? Whether that be eating a pallet, or simply mind gaming them. That's a key in your hand, buddy. I'm not a fan of that. I imagine that they're on comm, so I'm not going to put a trap in front of them. I had a thought to put a trap in the grass, but realized that's probably a poor decision. Perk suggestion for Trapper would recommend Fire Up, which is 9 perk, gives stackable bonus points for each generate completed. So, answer me this, Screech, because I'm curious. I want to see your reasoning behind that perk choice. Why Fire Up over Brutal Strength? Fire Up gives a bonus for every generator done, where Brutal Strength has a base bonus across all throughout the game, right? You know, there is no additional... You're not starting off slow, right? You're starting off fast. Fire up instead of brutal because it does more than just breaking. But how often am I going to get the additional benefits of fire up is the next question. Because fire up, realistically speaking, is vaulting as well as breaking. But by the time that you're getting benefit from it, you're going to be down multiple gens is the only problem. To my left. There we are. So, like, we can probably look at the exact breakdown of Fire Up and Brutal in a second. It's speed bonus for picking up and placing down traps. I would have to confirm whether or not Fire Up actually decreases the trap time, because that is considered a killer power. And I know that it does not decrease the charge time of other abilities. So I'm hard-pressed to believe that. Would have to look into that specifically. If it does, that could be a good argument for Fire Up, but I'd have to confirm that fact before saying yes. That'd be appreciated, Steam. I am curious on that, because if it does, I could definitely see that argument, but would still have to look on the return on investment for early game versus late game, brutal versus fire up, right? I am curious of that, though. Ooh, he did a good job not committing to the W. He crossed in front of me, so we're gonna vault. He fakes it. So he gained some decent distance here. We did lose Chase, unfortunately, means we lose Bloodlust. We're down to 1 gen left, so this is gonna be a little bit troublesome. We have what gens left? We have this one, that one, and that one. We can work with this. Alright, let's lock down the LT here. Gonna do some 1v1s to get better with killers, so I can get 3 more people. I can test it out. Sounds good. No one over here yet. Let's do that. That is 8 seconds off the gen. That is already pretty low on progress. There's Jonathan. Whatever kill you get from the wheel at coup de grace. Be careful when you lunge. I hate it when it takes away the stack, even though you didn't use the boost. The problem is that I literally lunge on every swing. You'll never catch me doing a normal M1 swing. I always will lunge, because always the better play 9 times out of 10. Get you down. We're gonna need Pop in Hand in a second. But yes, we'll use Coup. The biggest thing with Coup is that it won't activate if it does not give you the lunge. Because if you're right up on a survivor and you hold down M1, it won't eat a stack, because that's not considered a lunge in that moment. Whereas if you just have enough distance, then it will consider it. But it has to be just right for that. They're doing a smart thing. They're doing the smart thing of spreading out on every gen. That's what they need to do. Hey, GG's well played, my friend. GG's well played. I appreciate you stopping by saying hi. I am Mark, aka Giltspire. I'm an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach codes how to play Killer and survivors how to play against Killer. Would love to have you here as part of Guilty Ones if you are interested. 8 seconds off of that gen. 2 people here. Jonathan has the window vault and nothing else. I got caught up on geometry, GG's. I had that down, and then I just botched it. Attempted corner tech, not happening. There's Nancy. They need to split on gens, but even now it's going to be difficult for them. That's 20 seconds off of that gen. Scratch marks going to this gen. There's Claire. Let's pop it real quick. And then go for Claire. Where's Nancy, though? Nancy didn't really leave the LT wall, did she? She's probably going back to that gen on the corner, which means we need to make this chase relatively short. That's 1 in chase. She'll then go for this vault. Looks like she's going to hold W. Did she? She did. So good news is we didn't break doors, we didn't waste time, and she's bringing us back over to where Nancy was working on a generator. That's perfect. And Screech, thank you much for the follow. Welcome to the Guilty Ones, my friend. Very happy to have you here. Alright, this will be a win. That was a really close one, I will not lie. We're in a rough spot. And I want to confirm, Giraffe, was it Hook for the pull, I do believe. If I'm wasting time breaking things when you have Brutal. So you still lose distance on a break with Brutal Strength. It was Hatch? Okay, so we'll give Hatch, which is actually not too far away. I'm not sure if the Nancy knows that, though. But we'll give Hatch. Good job on the double back. I can hear her breathing, so she's over this way. Oh, please vault. Please finally do it. There it is. Good stuff. All right, Nancy, we're gonna bring in Hatch. Happy to have you say that, Screech. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we'll give her a Hatch then. That'll be a 4K. But there's still moments where you don't want to use Brutal Strength, where you're going to gain more distance by not breaking over just running to them. Especially if they hold W, like in that instance. If I had broken, I would have lost distance in comparison to if I just realized, oh, she's holding W, I'm not going to break, I'm going to bolt back over to her. But GG, well played to these survivors. Because always remember that when you're breaking, you're not making distance. Whereas when you're running, even if they're on the other side of a wall, then you're making distance. They still get distance. What's the use of the perk? For... I'm not just 115%. There are moments where Brutal Strength comes into play. When you need to break a pallet to gain distance. When there's a survivor, when there's a pallet between you and the survivor, and the survivor's just looping it, when they come around again, and you're already at the pallet, and they're crossing in front, you break it then. We testing fire up on Trapper right now, if Dawn? Sounds good, Steamed, I appreciate it. So there are moments where you need to use Brutal, especially for like God pallets, for example. Fire has stackable bonus on breaking as well. Yes, but let me show you, for example. So we're going to spin the wheel. Let me do this real quick. We're going to first spin the wheel, then I want to show you the breakdown between the two. So on the wheel spin, we got Nemesis. We want to play Nemesis, or would you guys like to re-roll? I'll leave it up to you. I'm going to ready up with Nemesis, though, so do make that decision quick. So we are going to re-roll. So instead of Nemesis, we got the Blight. We got Bleat Boy, which is unfortunate because Coup de Grace does nothing on Bleat. Like, for all intent and purpose. But we're going to replace... Let's do Ruin Coup de Grace. I think I finished all the killer challenges, not the survivor ones, though. With Brutal, it's 2.6 seconds to break pallet. When with it, it's... So you're taking off a 1/6 of a second, basically. Let's throw on coup. Easy. Yeah, let me do this real quick. Let me see if I can grab this for you guys. Killer perks, Photoshop. I have... Brutal Strength. Let me open you up. Let me also open up... Do I not have Fire Up yet? No, I don't have Fire Up. Okay, never mind. I was going to show you guys using the perk cards I made, but I don't have Fire Up open yet. Or Fire Up created yet. I made 25 perk cards yesterday. So I thought of a good idea. I got it from a vid I watched where instead of adding Jason as a killer, they add him as a Trapper Legendary skin. They would still need the IP holder's approval, which still can't happen. Not until it goes through court. I killed them the other day. Hey, what's up, Swampfire? Thank you much for the follow. Welcome to the Guilty Ones, my friend. I am Mark, aka Guiltspire. I'm an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach ghosts how to play killer and survivors how to play against killer. Very happy to have you here. Oh yeah, there's no cooldown anymore, Giraffe, on shoutouts, so that can't happen. Aliens as a demo skin will never happen. The reason, once again, is because Behavior no longer holds the license for demo, and I'm pretty sure Aliens owned by 21st Century Fox, or is it Lionhead or Lion Gate? I forget. I have to remember that one. I know that, I mean, after the license stuff with Friday the 13th, it gets resolved. It'd be cool. But, I mean, I guess Jason does use traps. Or can use traps, rather. And that was depicted in Friday the 13th, the game. Wouldn't be a half-bad idea. I could kind of see that, yeah. Good evening, Snooty Booper. Good evening. I just almost drank that from the wrong angle. Alright. So we are playing Zableet Boy, but we do not have Ruin. We do need to keep that in mind, so we need to focus in on getting our downs. Doesn't work with saying traps. There we go. And I need to take a look at what the fire up value actually is. As a reminder, guys, I still need to fix Discord, which, by the way, keep that in mind, mods, as I did see that message, but so did chat. But yeah, in all seriousness, guys, please do not mention that I am their killer if you are visiting other streamers that we're playing against. The reason being is that not all streamers play kind to that. Some streamers will feel like they might be stream snipe themselves. Some streamers feel like they are going to, or that, you know, someone is self-promoting on my behalf in their chat. It is not a great thing to do, especially for me as well, because though I know you guys don't do it, other streamers' chats unfortunately do, where they will, unfortunately, you know, come over to our stream, and then they'll tell the streamer all of my perks, stuff like that. So there is some benefit to keeping it hush-hush until the very end. Okay, let's pop this real quick. If I join your stream and say, go look, have fun, would I stream snipe? I would agree with that, but I have literally been banned from people's channels just because they thought I stream sniped. Without any evidence, they straight up believed that I had. So it would not be the first time for me getting banned because they believed I stream sniped, which I don't understand, because let me be honest, I have better things to do than to stream snipe other people. I have my own stream, my own chat, my own game to worry about. But that is a thing that people do believe very easily. I know you'd be nice and they get what? But yeah, so it doesn't make sense to me, but it is a thing. But yeah, so it sucks. I don't like that people have that train of thought, but they do. So it is a good idea for both me and you to let, you know, they'll figure it out at the end of the match. When I use Huntress, my aim is godly, but when I use Trickster, my aim goes to hell. It's because Huntress throws from a singular point or location, whereas Trickster throws from 2 different locations, which is actually pretty significant when you break it down. It means that you're never on center with your aim. So it is because you have to focus in on them, on Trickster throwing from both the left side and the right side. They drop down. Didn't realize. Let's go for Jill. Get that coup de grace. And I have no remorse soaking you again because you touched a gen, my friend. As Deathslinger shots different from Huntress. Deathslinger shoots from the center of your screen. Huntress, on the other hand, throws from her left hand. So it's actually not centered. Little thing there. Alright, let's pop this. Let's go for, who is that? Meg? Yeah, Meg. Was that 2 Tinkerers? Yes, yes it was. We know that one person on the... What just happened there? So confused. One person on this gen is injured. Let's get you up on Hook, Fangman. I need to kill someone. I think I'm gonna kill Jill. Thank you. Alright, we see Jill over here, but we need to go back with another pop in hand. Man, Rune would be nice right now. Why are you here? Let's see if you have DF. You do not. Yeah, I need to go find Jill and kill her off. We have 2 gens left. I need to kill someone off. 3 gen. We have a nice little cluster. No doubt about that. But it's not a 3 gen. At least not as strong as I would like. Alright, back on this pallet. Yep, you'll drop. There's the Dead Hard. Remember that we have Coup. Alright. That didn't take a stack? No. So Blight's M2 will not take a stack. His M1 will. So you can lunge with your M2 and it will not. Because not using coup de grace. As much like if you use a Huntress Hatchet, it will not eat up a stack of coup de grace either. So I do not get the additional lunge bonus from coup while rushing with Lethal Rush. Good pallet drop. I was hoping to get coup value there. It did not work. The thing is, if Feng Min tinkers a gen at this point, I'm going to be able to find her injured. Good dodge. That was last minute, too. Or the last second, to be exact. So, good job on Quentin Boy. It's not going to work forever. I did not know. So, because I honestly forgot about it. So, please keep that in mind, and I'll fix it after this. Is that your Play for food? Yes. Play for food with Trickster is not a good combination. Honestly, play for food in general is a not so great and outdated perk. Alright, he's going to go for the vault. This chase is going on for a while. Fangman isn't doing anything, though. We haven't seen a single gen hit Tinker range yet. There he goes upstairs. Yeah, something that he would continue holding W. Yeah, I don't know why Discord didn't put me directly into streamer mode upon starting. I have to look into that. Because that is no bueno. Yours did that too the other day? Alright, good to know. I don't think it's true, but does by knowledge help self-care heal faster? It is true. At the end of the day, self-care... So, buffs come before debuffs. So, think of it this way. So, you start at 100% heal speed, right? When you add botany knowledge, you go up from 100% heal speed to 133% heal speed. Let's say on top of which you also use resilience and increase your heal speed from 133 and you're also injured to 142. Now, let's say you're using self-care with no medkit. Give me a second. Good, dead hard. I'm shocked that that did not hit him, to be honest. We had the distance necessary and just wouldn't. With that being said, when you then use self-care, you then decrease your overall heal speed by 50%. You cut it by 50. So, your heal speed moves from 142 down to 71%. So, that's how you calculate the heal speed in those instances. I heard her. I don't know where she went, though. No, she went over here. Also, was it hook or hatch? The thing wasn't doing anything, pretty much. Was not doing anything. Yeah, so it is. I do not want that information. Give Quinn Hatch. He deserves it. Did we do a poll? No poll. Okay. In that case, let's find Hatch. I have no idea where it is though. So in that case, I guess we'll carry him around until we find it, or until thing dies. All right, nothing there. But yeah, no. Don't give me information where, what survivors are doing. Obviously, you can talk about it at the end of the match, after it's done. But during the match, I prefer not to have that info, because that way we don't want to be accused of stream sniping, stuff like that. It's okay, Baker. It's a lesson learned. It's just something... I mean, hey, at the end of the day, you know, this is why I feel that MMR is necessary. Hint they're moving? I mean, I would hope so, though there are survivors who just simply don't. There are survivors that simply don't move. Alright, now the real question is, will Quentin move? He was AFK off of that last hook. And he's not struggling. They're on the map. That is fine. I'd hope so. There used to be bugs where they weren't. Some cases they're underneath the map. Wait, Quentin. We already went that way. We came from that direction. I'm going to tell you. Hatch is going to be over here. Watch. Oh, you found it. Never mind. I almost passed it. But GG, well played to the survivors. And if you want to give another shout out to BZ, that would be appreciated. That's another win for the Blitzboy. Bringing it up to another 10 win streak. Thank you, and I'll go say hi to GG well played after the ad. Let me fix Discord real quick. I really don't understand why it's not on streamer mode. Discord, you confuse me. Streamer mode enabled. Are you sure about that, Discord? Are you 100% certain that streamer mode's enabled? Because I don't think it is. Hey, what's up, Henrar? GG's, my friend, GG's. I appreciate stopping by saying hi. I am Mark, aka Guiltspire. I'm an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach codes how to play Killer and survivors how to play against Killer. Very happy to have you here. Coup de grace Blight, though? Coup de grace Blight was not bad. We did make use of it on certain loops, but was not great either. Before I forget, I do want to DVD survivors. I want to look up... Bye, Screech. Have a good one. Appreciate being here, and thank you much for the lurk. So let's take a look at Fire Up. Fire Up... What percentage increase? Fire Up. Fire Up. Fire Up increases, so 3, 3.5, and 4 for picking up, dropping survivors, and breaking pallets. So 4 is the max per stack. Versus Brutal Strength, which is 20%. Meaning that in order for you to get the equivalent of Brutal Strength on Fire Up, 5 gens would have to be done. The only other benefit is vaulting windows 20% faster, or up to 20% faster. So, yeah. Fire Up, no good. Fire Up, no good. Alrighty, though. Difference between Bamboozle crowd control, because Bamboozle lasts longer than crowd control, isn't a hex, so what's the value of crowd control? Crowd control's benefit is the fact that it can block off multiple windows, where Bamboozle can only block one for 30 seconds. So let's say you're on an LT wall with a survivor and you use Bamboozle. You can Bamboozle the L wall, and you will then block it off so they can't use the L wall again, but they can still use the T wall. So let's say they then vault the T wall and you're looping on that instead. Versus crowd control, if you were to vault, if the survivor were to vault both the L and the T, then they would block off both and would have to leave the tile. In that time, chances are they're going to take a hit. However, do I think crowd control is worth using? No, I do not. I genuinely do not think that crowd control is a worthwhile perk, because it is too fragile for not enough value. It isn't ruin good, we'll put it that way. There are very few hex perks that I'd say are worth using. 2 people on that 1 gen. Alright, let's play the pallet then. We'll get the mind game hit. And she leaves the tile immediately, which is great for me. Zenshi, Cruel Limits, Bamboozle, I'm all ears next match. Sounds good. We can do that. There's Felix. There's a person that was on that gen. That's Steve. Let's go for Steve. Now he's bringing me to my corrupt zone, which is only up for another 45-ish seconds. We're gonna hit Steve. We're gonna drop Steve's chase. There's Ruin on that gen now. Imagine they're trying to heal. Nope, there's Meg. And Jill, perfect. Jill trying to go for a body block, not working though. She's in my POV. I don't know what she's doing, I don't really care. She's going onto a hook. What's the value of Zenshi Tactics? You think it's useful? It is useful when you're still learning the overall layout of a map. Once you have the layout of tiles to memory, it's not as good. So it's basically windows of opportunity, but for killers, more or less. There goes Ruin. I didn't even know. Wow, they got around the trap. That sucks. Yeah, guess that that trap was not protecting Ruin all too well. That's unfortunate. And thank you much for the reminder to hydrate, Frost Demon. Yeah, the Felix is going to be an issue. He's actually mind gaming relatively well. What killers get the best value of monitor and abuse? Deathslinger, point blank. Deathslinger is the best killer for monitor. He's very palette happy. He is very palette happy. Which is good for me because I can reduce value throughout these chases then. I was kind of hoping that he would drop that one too. Most killers don't need a smaller tear radius. Deathslinger heavily benefits from it, however, due to the fact that the range in which he's able to hit with Spear Gun is 18 meters with a 24-meter tear radius. So if you decrease his tear radius from 24 to 16, that means as soon as survivors are able to hear your tear radius, they're already in range of your Spear Gun. That's the benefit of Monitor on Deathslinger, realistically speaking. There's Jill. Let's go for you. Ever been mad at a game, but respected the fact that survivors were good and played fair? Yes. A really good example of that is when Blight was bugged. I was doing win streaks of Blight, and this was before the 6-man Blood Point Challenge and before I really honed in on Blight, but we had probably like a 20 win streak or something at the time. And Blight was bugged. And what was happening is that when Blight would, when you'd go to Rush of Blight, it wouldn't activate his Lethal Rush. It would force you to M1 into an M2 in order to fix the bug, basically. Like, that was the bug fix. And so, it lost me a game. Is Bloodhound good on Legion? To be honest, you don't need Bloodhound. Bloodhound is, in my opinion, a waste of a perk slot 9 times out of 10. Good fake on the Felix. It really doesn't benefit you because most times you're not going to be chasing people via their blood trail. You're mainly going, if you're doing that, then you're going to be chasing them via their scratch trail instead, right? So I would not say Bloodhound is worth a perk slot. There are many better things like Sloppy Butcher. They're good for like beginner killers, and that's why I think they have a place in Dead by Daylight still. But for the most part, that is an accurate statement that they don't really have a place in the game as a, you know, for the most part. That's down you, Felix. Like, they do not bring value to killers in general. I need to kill someone off. We're at that point in the game now. We need to kill someone off. Jill has not been hooked twice, has she? Has anyone been hooked twice? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. One person, which is Felix. So as soon as Felix goes off the hook, I need to kill him, is what I'm seeing here. That's my game plan. Yo, what's up, Iverson? How you doing today? Welcome, welcome, Raiders. I am Mark, aka Guiltspire. I'm an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach kills how to play killer and survivors how to play against killer. Very, very happy to have you here. How's your day today, Iverson? How'd the stream go? Are we playing DBD, and if so, killer or survivor? Jill's dead? Wait, who have I not hooked then? Oh, Steve. I have not hooked Steve yet, which means 1, 2, 3... There is Felix, and that would mean Felix is on death hook. Meg is not. Meg is on first hook and on second, so let's hook her again. And we're gonna keep Steve alive. We're not going to go on chase with Steve if we can help it. I think that would be the play here. Stream's going well. Stream's going well. We're going for some trapper streaks right now. For better or for worse. When you tell the difference when you need to stop getting hooks and kill someone. Realistically speaking, you want, for every 3 generators done, you want 1 person dead, honestly. By the time 3 generators are done, someone needs to die. Because otherwise, they have way too much gen pressure that you just cannot come back from. What do you think about the permanent MMR coming soon? I am happy about it. I'm not gonna lie. I really am. Because fact of the matter is that ranked-based matchmaking is not where this game needs to be. And that's very evident by the type of games that I get throughout my streams. Do I have all the Jackbox games? Yes. Yes, I do, Shelby. Yes, I do have... I have Tier 3 Trapper now. We all know what that means. No, we don't. But yeah, I'm excited for MMR to come to DBD. Looks like we're going to kill off the last survivor of this game. Sounds like a plan to me. Or we need to kill off Mega or Felix. Doesn't matter who. Arrow's on Death Hook except for Steve. It's going to be BT, DS, Dead Hard, Unbreakable. But, so here's my thing, Iverson. And here's been my argument to everyone going, I don't want MMR/SBMM. What do you consider fun? When you're playing Dead by Daylight, what does it mean to have a fun match going against you? Or playing against survivors, yada, yada, yada. What does that mean to you? Because I feel like that question and the answer that comes from it is really important. Because I hear a lot of survivors going, that means I can't meme around and go for flashlight saves or head-ons, yada, 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 right? And so that means that the way that they have fun is by potentially bullying the killer. Because if you're getting 10 head-ons in the game, doesn't that mean that the killer's not having fun? 2 dead, 2 out, good one-on-one chases? Which I think is still possible, even with good teams. That 3 gens done in first minute of the game. But that can theoretically that will happen if you don't pressure gens efficiently, right? Like, that's a matter of fact. Is that if you don't pressure gens efficiently, whether or not it's a good team or not, it's going to result in survivors doing gens. A killer who doesn't hit on hook or can/tunnel who plays the game good and is a fun match. So you're all right being challenged, but you don't want to, you know, face quote-unquote toxic behavior. Which is fair. That is fair, though camping and tunneling to some degree, depending on the skill level of survivors that you're playing with, might be necessary. Good Swifts just pre-drop every pallet and slip up on gens. I mean, yeah, fact matter is dropping pallets early is what you need to do. No doubt about that. Also, I completely lost him. I will not eyeblow. We found Steve. Oh, Felix as well. Okay, we're gonna ignore Steve. He'll body block, that's fine. We're gonna outright ignore him. We'll get the hit, right? Felix is still on the tile. We're not gonna go for him. You wanna go for the body blocked, not the body blocker. So in this case, you wanna go for the person who did not gain momentum off the hit. I actually probably could have gotten the hit there. I was not expecting him to go for the vault. What's my opinion on a fair match? So, when you say a fair match, what I think is a fair match as in the end result, or a fair match as in skill level? There's going to be Nurse Blight Spirit. I don't think that's the case either. I feel like there are strong players who are not going to just play those. I love that I could still meme and have a good challenge in the last SBMM test. Yeah, I don't think it's impossible to do both. It just means that you're going to have to accept that there are going to be times where you die, which will subsequently lower your SBMM, but that will then allow you to meme, right? You know, by lowering your SBMM, by losing matches because you're memeing, then that allows you to do more of that. But GG, well played to these survivors. Because, like, I still play against, you know, survivors that play well. Doesn't mean that I'm not, I can't win. Just means I need to play a little bit differently. I think the big thing, survivors get upset about dying. If I pip, I consider it a win. That's good enough for me. Well, so yeah, and that brings into conversation, what is a win, quote unquote. You know, what is a win in that moment? Also, we're doing Zenshi, Cruel Limits, Bamboozle, I'm All Ears. Zenshi, Cruel Limits, Bamboozle, I'm All Ears. Let's change our killer for this beam. Let's change up our killer. Have I hydrated yet? I have now. Bamboozle. You know what? We're gonna do Bubba. We'll do Bubba. This match will not count towards win streaks for obvious reasons. Actually, let me check what Bubba's win streak is. It's 0. Well, yeah, we'll count it then. There's no reason not to. So, Bamboozle, Zenshi, Cruel Limits, I'm All Ears. Can do, can do. The perks do kind of not work out well together if the Bamboozle, I'm All Ears, as well as Cruel Limits. So, I'm All Ears, and Zenshi. Try crowd control on Trapper and trap the totem. That's fair, that's fair. I don't disagree. You know what? We're actually going to... do I want to use add-ons this match? Screw it, why not? We'll use add-ons for a change. So, why crowd control and Trapper Iverson? I'm curious. Like, it's not bad. But aren't there better things to do than, or better perks to use than crowd control? Also, we haven't already. If we could give a shout out to the TTV, thank you, appreciate it. But yeah, so I don't know. I think that the community is gonna have to change their perspective on why they play DBD and what makes DBD fun for them with MMR. Based on all your thoughts on grass magret agitation, and I say it's toxic but not unfair because of combo in the game. At the end of the day, camping is a strategy. It's just point blank statement. Camping is a strategy. It then means that you need to be knowledgeable enough to play against camping. Like we've seen that before in our matches when I play Survivor, where the killer camps, and so we go, you know, we're sorry about that situation. Also, what's up, Easy Bub? Sorry about that. I literally have your tab up so I could have gone over and dropped a follow and say GG well played from last match between us, but I literally forgot because we were talking about MMR. So I do apologize about that, but thank you much for the follow. Welcome to the Guilty Ones, my friend. Very happy to have you here. Do you think they could implement a perk limit in Swifts, like the game will lock there's too many dead hards or unbreakables? The problem with that is... The problem with that then becomes, does that make it a good experience for survivors in that moment? And I think the answer is no. My opinion on Legion, fun killer. Not a great killer though. They're pretty bad. They're like D tier at best. Give me that pallet. Yep. Alright, I get the down. What are my thoughts on a no perk game mode? Should never be in the game. This game physically cannot handle another game mode. Or that be like another playlist, which I think that would be required, right? It'd be required to be another playlist. No perks next round? Sounds like a plan to me. Yeah, this game physically cannot support another game mode. Like, point blank statement. If you introduce another game mode, no matter what it might be, it will result in the death of this game. I have Shinobi, You mean Zenshi? Because Shelby requested it. That is the long and short of it on that statement. I feel like there was other points of conversation that we were having, and then I completely forgot them. We're gonna go back for Feng Min here. And it should result in a down here. Excellent. No perks next? Yep. Yeah, I'm curious what the killer's gonna be. I'm curious on that. Honestly, I don't mind no perks because that allows me to do a add-on game. Because I'll do add-ons with no perks. Do I get to choose the add-ons? No, I get to choose the add-ons. You get to choose the perks. I haven't made an add-on channel point reward yet, which I've been thinking of doing. I have to make it expensive enough, but also like not have that much time available, or cannot be used that often rather. But I get to choose the add-ons. Alright, let's catch up here. Perfect. You're doing Legion no perks? Sounds like a plan to me. So, Legion no perks. So we'll probably use like Mural Sketch and Cold Dirt. Call it a day. So, when it comes to channel point rewards that really change the foundation of how I play, because I am an educational Dead by Daylight player, they need to have enough of a buffer to where it can't be done consistently, if that makes sense, right? Oh, she did not fall. When the free rework happened, what would need to happen to rework the power that is bad? So when you say what happened, are you asking why they reworked his power? The reason why they reworked his power was because he was oppressive in chase more so than other killers. He basically was a better clown with a teleportability. Where'd she go? Back out. Alright, pick you up then. Thank you for the Shadow Puppet Show. I appreciate it. Well, it's not exactly gonna help you guys because basement's right here. Didn't play during old Freddy, but I heard horror stories. When you say like old Freddy, you're talking about last iteration of Freddy or OG Freddy? Very different things. OG Freddy was something that most survivors or most killers did not understand how to play. Hence why they made it easier to play him. When it was last iteration Freddy, most survivors did not know how to play against him. Because the way that you play against him now is basically the same way that you play against him before. More or less. Terrifying as far as? Yeah, there's OG Freddy. Versus current iteration. Current iteration and last iteration. There have been 3 iterations of Freddy. Last iteration Freddy, I would argue that the main thing that made him so terrifying was his perks and not necessarily his power, to be honest with you. His add-ons like jump rope and swing chains were ridiculous, and hence out of that, Forever Freddy was born. What was the Legion rework change? Legion was a nightmare when he first came out. Oh my god. Legion was a thing. Like, it was so bad that Legion, like, got reworked probably the quickest out of any killer I've seen. Like, I want to genuinely say that. That Legion probably got reworked the quickest. Also, did we do a poll? And if so, hook or hatch? Real quick. No worries, Giraffe. We didn't? Alright, in that case, hooker. Yep. She's already on my shoulder. That will be that. Well, she has deliverance. In which case, I'm going to just stay nearby. You always chainsaw pallets, so would you ever regular break them? No. Yo, what's up, Beetlejuice? Kind of played poorly this match? No worries, my friend. It happens, right? But GG well played, my friend. GG well played. I appreciate being here, as always. How's your day been? Hopefully the rest of your DVD has been fun. But GG well played to the survivors. Would I regular break if that gets stunned by a chainsaw? Depends on what the survivor does in that moment. I'm not gonna lie. If the survivor leaves the pallet after the stun, then no. If the survivor keeps on the pallet, I'll loop them back around, then yes. The stream's been going well. Stream's been going well. Cannot complain. Been having a good time. I also go say hi to Cyranin, I think that's how you say it. Pretty good. But yeah, so it depends on the situation. I also completely forgot that we had this face on. You want just load the face. There we go. I'm surprised I still haven't unlocked the other two. So we're doing Perkless Legion now. So let's ready up with Perkless Legion. So let's take these off. Which means mainly how we're going to use our power. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do Cold Dirt. And I'm going to do tape instead. Yeah, the Bubba faces are rather not very much changes. Except for Claude's pretty obvious. Meg has like freckles. I forget about Dwight and Jake's. Jake has a slightly different skin tone. And I forget about Dwight's. I think it's just like smooth-faced Dwight. What do those add-ons do? They decrease the amount of time that my fatigue takes by 25% when added together. So I have a 25% shorter fatigue time out of Feral Frenzy. Does Legion need any changes that would make him more fun or slightly better? Yes, in my opinion. I do feel that Legion does need to get buffed by some degree. Because right now, he is, without Eerie Button, he feels really weak in most circumstances. I think what they could do is they can make it that when you fail Frenzy and vault over a pallet, let's say 3 times, it breaks the pallet. I think it'd be still unique, and it'd also give more meaning to Eerie Button buffing the base kit. I'm sorry to tell you, but the game is currently not live. So yes, I would like to see a Legion buff. It just only needs to be ever so slight. But Legion right now is not in a good place, killer-wise. He is not a good killer. He's fun, don't get me wrong, and you can play really aggressively with the right perk build-out. But as you're going to see this match, when you don't have the right perks, the killer changes drastically.
Gamer? I'm not going to lie, I was straight up about to get up to use the restroom before a Swarm raided and I feel awkward leaving. You got taste. So hey. Oh, that's the killer from last game. What's up, man? You wouldn't commit to me and it made me cry.
Other DVD streamers.
I kept trying to come
after
you because,
you have
to be honest,
great night / stream.
I was one hook. I had how many hooks?
Sorry.
But my boys were going down so quick. You played pretty well though, Booba.
And gonna leave a lurk.
Always here to support other DVD streamers. I hope you have a great night stream. We're shouting out Preston. Preston, what's up? Lurk? Oh, you're way too kind to me. Come in, follow, and lurk right away.
Hey, no worries. Like I said,
mythology. Everyone should go follow Swarm.
All right. And hey, thank you much for stopping by, saying hi, and GG's well played, Cyranin. I think I'm saying your name right, but correct me if I'm wrong. But GG's, my friend, GG's. I appreciate becoming part of the Guilty ones. Alright, so we're doing Perkless Legion with add-ons. This map is a bit of a rectangle, which means my power's not going to get much usage, I will admit. Not ideal. Let's check this gen. Alright, there's one. Hi, Leon. Do you have sprint burst? Let's hit you since you're AFK. Let's go for Leon now. Hit you. And we see 2 people over here. Hit number 3. You know what? We're actually going to down number 3. Let's fatigue out. So because we have shortened fatigue, we actually are going to be on their back that much sooner. Which actually what's allowed us to get this down. Yeah, unless Lori's getting mended by Leon or woke herself back up, she's going to go down. Looks like she did get mended in some capacity. What that means, I do not know. I hear the injured Leon. Sprint burst, that's fine. He should have went to the pallet. There's Lori as well. So slug you out. Lori, don't do it. Everyone's here. There's the BT. Sure, give me the pallet. I'm fine with this. Where are you, Leon? There you are, bud. There you are. Alright, let's break this real quick. And where are we at? Oh yeah, but OG Legion never actually got out of Fail Frenzy unless he ran out of time. He could hit you until you're down on the ground, basically. And Day, thank you much for the follow. Welcome to the Guilty Ones, my friend. Oh, you're a cutie. You just threw that pallet for no reason. I could seriously not even touch her because she already had the BT, deep wound. Like, if I hit her, I would have been fatigued out. The knife is tripping me out, not gonna lie. Why is that? I personally love the modern karambit on Legion. Could I possibly get a Survivor fill-in for tryouts? Yeah, we could do that. I can help out with that giraffe. That is not a problem. I don't mind helping out. Let's get it here. Don't worry, Claudette, not going for you. Sprint burst, doesn't matter. We can outlast that. Hit me. Thank you. Little known secret about Legion. Your fatigue time, especially with these 2 add-ons, is shorter getting hit, or the fatigue time getting hit with the pallet is shorter than your base fatigue time of Fail Frenzy. Oh yeah, Travesty. Travesty has comp experience, so actually Travesty would not be a bad idea. I mean, I don't mind, but Travesty would definitely be able to help out. Alright, everyone's healed. Times like this is where I wish I had Ruin. 2 people, let's go for him. Why sit there? Really? We just got hit validated off of the grab. We literally had our hand on the locker and the game just went reverse pallet stun attempts, I think. Didn't exactly work out as intended, obviously. Quick and quiet? No. Maybe, actually. Going back to the other pallet. No, she's not. Faced 3 hackers in 1 game earlier. Oh, that's a lot of fun. No Ruin, only Frenzy. I mean, we are working pretty well so far. We're 5 hooks in on 5 gens still. So we're in a good spot. 4 gens. No scratch marks to speak of, so they're still around. There they are. There's Lori. I don't believe it's been hooked yet. There's the dead heart. That's fine. And because we shortened our fatigue, we're in a good spot, so we can down her. I haven't ran into a hacker in forever. They're still around, or for some god-awful reason, they're using poise. I mean, that is true. Poise is a perk. There's the BT hit. I just want to see if they had BT. Good body block by the Lori. And let's go for the down. Hit validation, good stuff. And now into the LT wall. Yeah, that is true. That is true. And what I would not give that Thana right now would be beautiful. 16 additional seconds on every single generator. Everyone's staying injured for so long right now. So we have one person dead on 4 gens left. Like, that is amazing for us right now. To be the king of the world with Thana. Seriously, Thana ruin or pop. Hi, Leon. I know you have sprint burst. Go for it. Are you okay? Was he maybe trying to get sprint burst ready? Alright. I think, I'm not trying to tell you how to play, but I think it'd be better if you went for more person with frenzy. So you are correct, but here's the problem, is that you want to go for multiple frenzies, but you need to know the amount of distance that you can get off of your fail frenzy to ensure that you can actually get the follow-up hit and the subsequent down. Because if you don't and you go for a far hit and you don't get it, then you just lost value because that could have been another person on hook, for example. So the answer is yes, but frenzy is also not as good when you don't have a passive gen regression like Ruin. Without Ruin, though they have 12 seconds off a generator, what that means is that they're going to be able to jump back on the gen as soon as they want. So though I agree with your statement, you don't always want to go for multiple frenzies. Like right now, for example, there's no one on Killer Instinct. So what we do instead is we go for the down. So the statement is accurate. You want to go for multiple frenzies. At the same time, you can't always try for that. There are times where you just simply can't. Because I think in every circumstance where we had multiple targets around us, we went for every single frenzy. Unless I looked at their distance and determined that's a bit too far away for my liking. Head on? No, basement. Head on in basement. Definitely head on in basement. So this locker. Will you play Survivor at all tonight? If you guys want. The what now? Okay, so she wasn't that one. She must have walked the rest of the way. And there we are, quad. So our Survivor Friends Saturdays are going to get changed, by the way. I'm not sure if those of you who follow TF have known, but Saturdays has how many teams? We have, what, I think 8 teams on Saturday. So 4 matches. And then Sunday, I think, has like 5 matches. So Saturday and Sundays are probably going to be dedicated to COTF. So we're probably going to move a lot of our quote-unquote event days to Friday nights instead. Perk roulette? We don't have a perk roulette for us, but we do have a spin of the wheel. But GG, well played to these survivors. So I got the hydrate. And then the spin of the wheel for next match. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. But yes, you guys can redeem for Survivor. It's 3,000 channel points. You do that. And you guys can join when you do so. But we are going to spin the wheel. We get Miss Nemesis. Do you guys want to play a match of Nemesis? Or do you guys like to spin it once more? 'Tis up to you. Already readied up, so you do need to make that decision quick. And looks like we are in the match, so back we go. Grandmaster Adept. So, remind me, what's the Grandmaster Adept, Hunter? Is it no perks, merciless? Is that it? No perks, no add-ons, merciless? I do want to do that eventually. Or is it just Adept with merciless? Which will just be Adept. Need a response soon on what it is. Please. Think it's eerie badges as well. No perk, no add-on merciless. Okay, we can do that. Gonna be a pain in my freaking rear end to do, but we can do that. I have ideas. We can use add-ons. Or not add-ons. We can use a blood point offering though, nonetheless. Alright, alright. So, we need to prioritize getting to tier 2. Do people still not understand that the game... Oh, you're good, Hunter, don't worry about it. Do people still not understand that the game has been disabled? Like, it's been disabled for almost like a month and a half, right? And people still don't realize. I do wish that behavior would just disable the offering, to be fair. That would be the ideal scenario. Disable the map, disable the offering. Your thoughts on him in tier 2, he either hits you or breaks the pallet. Does that not sound a little broken? No, it's not broken. Because you have to think of it this way. If you're not infected on the other side of the pallet, then he needs to break the pallet and not hit you with his M2. Oh, why is the game disabled? Because there's a gen on the meat chute dropdown that can be closed off by 2 walls. It's not consistent, but it's enough so that they had to disable it. You do for every pallet? I mean, by that method, though, you know, Demo, Bubba, Billy with low pro chains should be considered too powerful, and that's not the case. Corner attack. Alright, what's the game plan here? You have a pallet? No, no pallet. Pallet here. No dead hard, good stuff. But yeah, so, like, killers with shred abilities is not an uncommon thing at the end of the day. Fact of the matter is that when you consider the amount of time needed to get to that point, which is 2 survivors infected, it actually is a lot worse off than other killers' shred abilities, too. Like, a Demogorgon Bubba Billy can do it from the beginning, where he has to tier up to do so. And then tier 3 right now, before the update off of the PTB, is completely meaningless. Like, straight up meaningless. Dead hard? There it is. Basement time for Bill. And that gives me time to also break the door. Because, like, 2 downs already, and I've not really found a moment to use my M2. At least not one that would give them distance and would punish me instead of them. Let's find out where they are. There's the unhook. There's first gen done. No one went off to the left. At least not that I can see. They went off to the right at this chest. There's White Boy. Like, here's a great time to use that, because if he would have thrown pallet, I would have not have been able to hit him. So we hit him there instead. We need to either hit another survivor, or I need to hit him once and then a zombie, or hit another survivor with the infection. Alright, he's in a bad spot now. There's the dead heart, comes down. Oh yeah. When it's late night matchmaking like this, it can get pretty bad. Honestly. Like, they're definitely not playing horribly. It's not the worst I've seen for late night matchmaking, but it can get pretty bad. Have a passive, but other killers don't. Because it's on theme, and honestly, I really like the fact that they tried out this concept. I want to see more killers with stuff like this. I'll be real. I don't think that it should be considered quote-unquote unfair to other killers. Other killers have powers that are pretty good, and to be honest, this quote-unquote passive is pretty weak in the grand scheme of things. Like, in all honesty. The most that you get out of the zombies, for the most part, is information. Like, we had information that there was someone on that gen because a zombie was tracking them. That was about it. Good dead hard. That actually was really, really good for him, too. That would have forced me, or got me into tier 2. His passive is weak. I mean, yeah, if you get lucky. But, like, unless you're playing on Midwich, for example, or Hawkins, or some of the indoor maps where survivors can really get bottlenecked on the tiles, it really isn't that beneficial, to be honest with you. Like, Midwich is amazing. Because zombies can body block entire hallways, more or less. Not here. And they're really aggressive on these unhooks. I need to pay more attention to that. Take a look around. There's Fengmin. There already have 3 gens done, though. Okay, that's perfect. Now we're on tier 2. That's where we need to be for the rest of this match. Yep, Zoms can 110% block the killer. Have had that happen before. And let's see where we go on Fengmin. Why limited virus crates? Because then it forces survivors to use it strategically. Because if it had infinite, it would honestly make Nemesis worse than what he currently is. Like, you were saying about that yesterday, Shelby. How you sometimes think that the Zoms are survivors. Check this gen. Then also the injections can be used strategically against Nemesis, which is something, an interaction that not a lot of killers have, honestly. Alright, let's shred that. You don't make that time. Slug for the 4th. Make sure you get it. Yeah, slug for the 4K, do you mean? I mean, right now we're not even in striking distance of winning this match, unfortunately. Like, we're in a really bad spot, to be honest. Like, the gen split's not horrible, but with no one being dead yet, we're in a tough position. Who is insta-unhooking? It has to be Fengmin. When's a good time to inject your vaccine? So, you could do it in a few different scenarios. Mainly, I'd recommend when you're on Death Hook. You could also do it mid-chase, which is kind of nasty to do. Where you can guarantee that he is not able to injure you over a pallet. I've done it before, but the timing is key. You need a decent loop to do it on. Alright, he's boxed in now. We're gonna have to play off their altruism. No one's on Death Hook, I don't believe. We're gonna have to play around altruism with Dwight here for sure. We're gonna have to box him in and force him back into an awkward position. Going back to Shack, it looks like. And then there's the body block by Nia incoming. I don't think I can get 2 hits back to back. No, I don't think that would be possible. I need to box him into an uncomfortable situation to make this work. So do that so we get less fatigue time. White will need a body block here. There's the dead hard. We can keep on him. Alright, Nia and Bill did a pretty good job throughout the match. So, what do we need to do to get the win? Bring him back to Shack, which is the farthest hook from both exit gates. Good attempt at the body block. If they had gotten the body block, then we'd be in trouble. I heard Feng Min was also here. No, it was Nia, not Feng Min. I knew I heard someone else. There's the unhook. There's the BT. There's the tier 3. There's the injure. Let's put Bill on hook real quick. There's the Dwight. We need to slug him out. We cannot pick him up. There's the injection from Nia. Has 2 killer instincts. There's Feng Min. Let's pick up Dwight, remove him as a variable. Then go back for Bill's on hook, see if Nia's on her way. I mean, you're not wrong, but you're not correct either. DS can be used pretty strategically to extend chases, if done right. I see Feng Min. Where's Nia, though? We know where Feng Min is, and she's baiting me on purpose. There's the unhook. Okay. So if we want the so if we want another down and hook, we're gonna have to. I don't like this scenario actually. Yeah, I was debating whether or not I had the ability to go around or not. I did not. So Feng Min comes through. There's the double body block. That'll be it. Good job. Good job. I mean, we didn't play a bad match, realistically speaking. That's a 9-hook 1K, so everyone else was on death hook. We just need to remove someone from the game a lot earlier. But GG, well played to the survivors. Not bad. All right. And don't think I had anything else requested. You play well, just play too nice. I do play too nice sometimes. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Do you care to try again? Yeah, I'm down to try again if you have the channel points. Otherwise, we're gonna play Trapper Boy. I'm gonna see if we can get some more wins on him. Right now, we're on 2 wins in a row. All right. Freaking Grandmaster Trapper is atrocious, honestly. I do want to do the Grandmaster Challenge eventually and do it with all the killers. But I want to do the 50 win streaks first, as well as the Hardcore Killer Challenge. With MMR actually being introduced in 5.2, I might do the Hardcore Killer Challenge from whatever the rank is, Ash to Eerie. So I'll probably do that. We can probably still count towards the win streaks, of course. My version's going to be a bit different than normal. mine is still going to be with all the perks. Instead of, it's going to be hardcore light. The skin is fire. What, Trapper? The Trapper skin, Krampus skin is amazing. Not gonna make you try Grandmaster Adept with Trapper. Play Nurse next. So if you want me to play a specific killer Stargirl, you'll have to use either channel points or spin the wheel. Unless someone else wants to use the channel points to pick Nurse. But right now we're focusing in specifically on Trapper. Trapper's one of the worst to do on? Yeah, sounds about right. That sounds about right. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to doing Hardcore Killer Challenge MMR. I'll probably do that once MMR begins in 5.2. Let's do that. Alright, while Corrupt is up, let's grab this trap that's out in no man's land. And lucky us, we also found a survivor. Alright, looks like we're not going to grab the trap after all. Alright, she didn't stop with pallets. We don't need to respect it. Going for a pallet. Go for it. I mean, trust me. I'm using no add-on trap reses. I feel that. They're basically just an M1 115 killer. One person dropped down. Why they drop down? Alright, let's bring you to basement. We are close enough to that, I think. They have good window too, by the way. Let's keep that in mind. One gen done. Our Corrupt was not good, was it? Alright, let the games begin, survivors. How will you play this? Challenge we have to try and get from rank 20 to rank 1 on brand new Dead by Daylight count? Yes, that is what I'm referring to. But we're gonna probably do it without resetting our creating a new account, Hunter. So we're probably going to do it, you know, DBD quote-unquote light, to where I'm going to simply do it, with our current killers. I might change up the rules slightly, to where maybe I can only use that killer-specific perks, like Adept, basically. So I might do that at the very least. So she has BTs, and she's the first out. So we hit Bill, not Jill. We go for Bill immediately. He's gonna see Ruin here. Yup. There's Dead Hard for distance on the vault. Good stuff. I don't think he makes it to window. And he knew as much. 2 gems, though. Shoot. What do you guys think? Do you guys like that idea of doing the Hardcore Killer Challenge, but where I can only use Adept perks on the killer, since I'm not restarting the account? Do you think that's a fair trade-off? Man, we're getting 0 ruin value, by the way. Scratch marks. Hag only. Hag is fun. There's Jill. She runs upstairs. Perfect. Let's hit her down. Let's grab the trap. Let's pick you up. And can we bring you to the basement from here? Well, if you're not going to struggle, I absolutely can. I have no qualms with that, my friend. If you're not going to struggle, I might as well also get Steve off of that. Steve being noble, coming in for a body block. Ruin is going to go soon. 16 seconds. Let's see if we can get there in time. Ooh, he jumped off it. Surprising. Honestly, I think if he committed, he would have gotten it. I think he would have taken a hit, but he would have definitely gotten it. Let's reset trap. Yeah, what I think I'll do for the Hardcore Killer Challenge is more or less just go down the list of killers one by one. Hi, Steve boy. There's the untrap from Bill. Sure, sure. You want to drop pallet, Bill? Drop it. There it is. Surprised he didn't revolt. Good stuff. He has the pallet on his left. Sorry to tell you, Bill boy. But we're gonna put this trap right here. Dead hard, good stuff. That is how you avoid that situation. Alright, bye King Angel. Have a go to my friend. Hope to see you again in the future, alright? Alrighty. Let's put you here, Bill. Doesn't look like they're on Ruin, which they had all the time in the world to do. Funny enough. And now where they're at. I did see that gen over here regressing on and off via skill check misses. That's an injured Steve. I think not Steve boy. Honestly, that gen was not well enough done for you to commit to that, if I'm being honest. Well, let's put a trap here in case they go for the unhook from this angle. I mean, they only have, I was gonna say 30 seconds to get Bill, but they did do that. I don't want to go too far out from that. It looks like they're healing, so perfect timing for me. Okay, well, so you dead-hearted me. You don't have DS. Since you sabotage, that also means... So, you sabotage, which means you didn't have DS. You dead-hearted, which means you don't have BT. So, that was very telling of Bill, and a horrible mistake on his part. We'll punish that. We will punish that. Sure, sure, Steve. And, hey, at the end of the day, that trap was meant for a window vault, but I will take it nonetheless. I don't think we did a pull, so Steve boy here will go up on a hook. Not bad at all. Alright, Steve boy, if you have deliverance, time to use it. And in case you do, I'm gonna put this right here. Have fun. And no go. Not too bad. Honestly, I was a little bit concerned with the map being what it is. But we were able to make pretty good use of our traps, so can't complain. That being said, GG, well played to the survivors. And that would be our third win in a row with Trapper Boy. Brand new parts was brought. Interesting. I did not even realize that. Fair play. Wonder if that was the first gen that popped off. That makes sense. Bounce Lane was brought by a survivor, but not the one who brought the Haddonfield offering. Fair enough. I don't think I actually saw Bounce Lane activate that entire match. Did you guys? I'm trying to think off the top of my head, and it just is not coming to mind. We also do need to use some blood points at some point, don't I? I ideally want to put them on my survivor and not my killers, but we need to use probably at least one blood web's worth, otherwise we're going to give up some blood points here. Alright, that should be good. Because at the very least, we can end up getting roughly 60,000 blood points between our sacrificial cake, which we have 70 on Trapper, by the way. Can I point that out? 70 on Trapper? Oh, criminy. Yeah, probably we'll have to stop by Survivor and use up some blood points. Actually, because we're going to do that, Since I want to use some blood points on Survivor after this match, we're going to do a match of Survivor because the queue time will give me enough time to use up the majority of my blood points. So for anyone who is interested in queuing up, let me make sure that is enabled. Swift queue was disabled, so we're going to re-enable Swift queue. So for those who are interested, please do feel free to redeem Swift queue. That way you can join me for the next match. Otherwise, I'll be going solo. All right. So, let's see what map we end up on. I feel like Trapper is very map dependent. Especially without add-ons. If your traps are too far out into the middle of no man's land, there are some traps that are like worse. Pretty bad for you to get unless you're dragged out into the area by a chase, which can happen, as we saw last game where we got that trap that was over by the hedges. We were able to grab that because we got it down there. So that was good timing in that regard. Backwater Swamp is a beautiful example of this, actually. Check out where Ruin is. So I have no line of sight on it. Over there on a hill, I think. So that's unfortunate. Put this here. Grab this trap. At least that's active. Wait, no. Oh, that's a trap. Here's Ruin. It's actually not a horrible location. Trap's kind of covered too. That's not too bad. That trap in that corner, though, that's a big oof. That's a big oof right there. Alright, no one here, though. What about over by Shack? I see a Krog over there. Hi, Steve boy. How you doing, bud? Another Steve. And some mild progress on that gen. There's Yui. That's one Fulton chase. That's a Lithe, so she didn't replay Shack, which I think is a mistake here. What palette do you have in front of you? You have none. And since you had Lithe, no Dead Hard. Looks like they disabled the trap over by platform. That's fine. Not the end of the world. Or is that our Ruin? That was our Ruin. So we have 16 seconds to get there. And interrupt. Jeez. Talk about cutting it close. Alright, do you have a pallet coming up? RNG's kind of wonky at times. No pallet, just a dead end. Perfect. There's basement here. No basement's on Pale Rose. Let's get him off this gen for a second. No one willing to take a body block, unfortunately. And let's pop the gen. I hear Steve on the wood. Oh, see there's a person here. There's the unlocked by Steve. Not great timing, to be honest with you. Because now we're able to go into an immediate chase. And there's the gen tap, that's fine. Not watching where you're going, so he hits the collision. Brutal strength. And continue chase. There is Nia. Let's brutal strength this as well. And then let's play Shack, which is pretty weak right now. Great place for me, horrible place for them to be. There's a vault on the left. Will she go for it? Nope, she goes to the right. Seriously thought that that was her going up. There's the vault out. That's fine by me. And mid vault, so we do get it down. Sounds like they were on the gen right above us. Let's keep that in mind. Let's see if we can pressure them off of this gen while we're carrying. Answer is yes. And let's see if we can get a pop before Steve's able to get the gen finished. We can. Excellent. There's Steve. If he had left, I could have probably trapped that gen. It would have been interesting. Yep, we break on that side. Got him away from the hook. And how do we want to play this? Alright, he's going to play the murder platform. We're going to disengage chase. That place is just such a bad spot for me to loop around. Good stuff on Steve for that fake. They will probably end up getting that generator. Let's go for the swing here. He looped the wrong side. Excellent. You always want to loop them away from the stairs and not towards the stairs if you can help it. That's 2 gens done. One was murder platform, one was there. We need to kill Steve. We need to kill Scoops Ahoy Steve after he gets unhooked, I think, with the way that this match is going. So let's go for you now. You'll vault out. We go around. Let's down you. Rehook you. I think you're also dead on hook, which is good for us. And now we need to go for Scoops Ahoy Steve, if possible. I don't see any scratch marks to show directionality. There's Steve, there's Scoops Ahoy Steve. Like I said, we ideally want to go for him and kill him out of the game. Hoping that just from the sound of it, he'll go off of the pallet. Perfect. Yep, Steve's going to try and body block for him. Really good play by Steve. That's 2 in chase. And Steve's just not a very good body blocker, I'll be honest with you. Alright, let's put you on hook, kill you off, Steve Boy. Yeah, they're good attempts by the Steve, and they did increase the length of chase, but not enough. Scratch marks, that is other Steve. We need to find Nia, ideally. Nia would be our ideal next chase, but I have no inclination. Was Steve with Steve? Steve was with Steve, based on his reaction to Steve dying. Oh, alright, up you go. Be my guest, Steve. If you want a suicide, that's all on you. No progress on that gen. What about Shaq gen? There's the unhook. Fingers crossed for Nia. You might have BT even if you don't want BT. And we have Nia here. Perfect. Sorry, Steve. Need to go for Nia. At the end of the day, she is a threat that I want removed. Let's get her back into that corner, then Brutal Strength with the pallet. Yeah, this is a good spot for me to be in. My next concern is where Yui is. But once we kill off Nia, we're gonna be a pretty happy camper. She has Iron Will. I can't actually hear where she's going. That kind of sucks for me. She goes alongside. That will probably result in her death, to be honest. Pallet, though. Good stuff. Alright, Steve, I'm gonna slug you out. I need to kill off Nia, though. You don't understand. Alright. So let's kill off Nia. Honestly, if Steve was playing the game, they might actually have been able to win this match, funny enough. They actually played relatively well here. And now I'll hook you, Steve. Don't you worry, bud. I will heed your request. And put you on hook. What Yui does thereafter is purely up to her. No real progress there, no progress there, so we're gonna pop that gem. Think that is the play. And honestly, there's not any... It's not worthwhile to pop any of them, to be honest. There's scratch marks for the unhook. Sorry, Steve, but gonna go for Yui. Since you're not playing, I kind of need to kill the person who is. Alright, Steve, alright. Still kind of concerned with you having DS, though, so I'm gonna hook Yui first. And then we'll pick up and hook you. Right up to Daisy, Steve boy. Yeah, I was right. I was right about the DS. So now we'll down you. Now we hook you freely, killing you off, which guarantees us the win. And now we go and track down Yui girl. Now she went back here. Let's put this here. Pick you up. No DS, so we're gonna put you up on a hook. Alright. At the end of the day, I will admit that I think if the Steve that was not Scoops Ahoy had actually played the game through, chances are I think I would have lost this match. Honestly, I think the Steve was playing with Scoops Ahoy Steve, and thus because of that, they just wanted out of the game as soon as possible, even though they did DS me. But either ways, GG, well played to the survivors. Alright, and that'll be another win for the Trapper. And now we're gonna play a match of Survivor, because I want to use up my my blood points on Adepts. Let's do that. As if it loads up. Uh-oh. Did I break Dead by Daylight? Let's find out. I can't click anything, so I'm feeling like maybe I did. We'll give it 30 seconds or so to fix itself. I press escape. Oh, I don't want to quit game. Good to know I can exit that way. Alright, well, at least let me load up Steam, I guess, in case I need to. Just in case. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to quit. And then go back in. Unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Alright, I think we can close the window now. And should be good to go. DVD, are you loading? There we go. Much better. Wonder if he'll give me an error code or not. I'm doubtful, but you never know. Checking platform services. Ooh. Did DBD go down? Steam's not down. Or is it? Hold on. Is Steam down? Steam is not down. Is DBD down? DBD's Working a bit slow at the very least. Interesting. Wonder why that would be. I know DBD yesterday, or was it the day before, had some issues? Because right now I'm stuck on initialization completed. I wonder if we just botched that by trying to switch over to Survivor. That is a real possibility. Okay, it's in, but really slow on that load. Like, really slow. Okay. Back into the game. Alright. Survivor. Oh. Okay. So, is anyone else playing DBD right now? And if so, I wonder, I'd ask if anyone else is having the same issue. My concern with that, though, is if you leave whatever, I guess, whether you're playing as Killer or Survivor, you go to main menu, you might also receive the same issue. Though, if any of you are willing to take that risk and could check, that would be appreciated. So they're just going to take a while for me to get into Survivor. Because we're right now locked. You like Noed? Okay. Yeah, I mean, Noed I feel like needs to get reworked. But, you know, at the end of the day, I don't think it's... On one hand, I think it needs to get reworked because it is not restrictive enough for the amount of value that it provides. On the other hand, I don't think Noed is a worthwhile perk because I'd rather kill all survivors before the 5th gen is done before having to rely on a 4th perk that I didn't get to use. How will they rework? In my opinion, I would like the rework to be kind of like No Way Out or Barbecue, where Noed activates only if you hook each survivor once, in which case then Noed activates once the last gens are done. Kind of like Devour Hope in a way, but you only get the benefit at the end of the game when all gens are done and not during the match, if that makes sense. They could also go a step further. That's so strange. Yeah, DBD all of a sudden just slowed down. They could also go a step further and make it so that you only have X amount of exhaustion stacks, basically. So if you get 4 stacks, you can only insta-down 4 survivors. So on and so on. You like Noed where it is? I mean, I can understand why people might like it where it is. I just think that it's not necessarily a healthy perk at the end of the day. I think that Noed could very easily be reworked for the better. But I understand if people do like Noed. I personally am just not a fan of where it is right now, because it realistically punishes survivors for doing their objective. And though you could argue that totems are an objective of survivors, I don't think that the meta should be that every survivor should have, or every group of survivors has to do all 5 totems. It's a killer second chance perk. It's more than just a killer second chance perk, because second chance would suggest that it allows you to reclaim power in the match. That it could potentially allow you to win the match if you're falling behind. The problem is how it can currently be used by killers, where they camp one survivor out of the match, which is 120 seconds. So during that time, 3 gens at the very least should go off. Which would then mean that you can theoretically, at that point, get another survivor, right? And camp them out. And if the survivors play smart, they'll finish the last 2 gens. However, that then means that the survivors don't play efficiently enough. You could probably get a 3K because of Noed by the end. Thoughts on Dead Hard? If it needs a buff or not? No, Dead Hard does not need a buff. There is no point where I look at Dead Hard and think it needs a buff, to be honest with you. I think that Dead Hard is a good perk as is, and there's a reason why it's a meta perk, but I would never think that it needs a... I don't think it needs a buff. Is this game killer-sided? No. It's a complicated question, and here's why. At its core, the answer is no. Also, let me check my challenges real quick. Draw a pallet 2 times. Okay. Let's throw on Helix Boy. What's my build? Oh, I'm doing smash hit build? Right, we're doing smash hit build. It's a nuanced question. At face value, if we're talking about overarching, the answer is no. Because at the end of the day, a killer wins off of the mistakes of survivors. If survivors do not make mistakes in their game and they play efficiently, then the survivors will always win. So I believe that it's a survivor-sided game and not a killer-sided game, especially in pubs. When you then look at the top-level play, even after restricting things that survivors can use, let's say in competitive play, like I have my own competitive league that I'm the commissioner and host for, Champions of the Fog, which if you are interested in seeing what Dead by Daylight competitive looks like, feel free to drop a follow. We'll be live this coming Sunday, the 5th. I genuinely even then think that it's even more survivor-sided, hence why competitive leagues like my own need to restrict the amount of tools they bring, how many perks of the same type that they can bring, stuff like that. So, yes, the game is survivor-sided at its core. I think that in lower ranks against newer players, the game is killer-sided. It's not just the amount of perks, it is how much each individual needs to take care of, what their responsibility is. A killer has 7 generators, 12 hook states, 16 perks, and 8 health states. Technically, you could argue 12 health states to really pay attention to. And that's not including pallets, breakable walls, stuff like that. And the power, if they have a deployable power like Trapper, for example. So there's a whole lot for them to manage in comparison to... Hi. There's Ruin. In comparison to survivors, where they really just have 5 generators, technically 7, and then 1 killer. It's Nemesis. Smash it. You like that thing? What, the cosmetic or just the thing in general? Do they have Undying? They do not have Undying or Throw. It's no. GT bag? I mean, yeah, it's a way of communicating at times. We need the pallets stun the Nemesis one more time. Alright, our first gen should be done soon. Okay, there's first gen. Second gen will be done not too long after. Honestly, keeping the pocket gens right now is our best, like the best thing for us to do. There's a zombie stuck on a tree. Okay, so you can track me here. Ruin's not here. Zombie there. Do you guys want the main ways to communicate in this game? All jokes aside, oh, 100%. Takes 40 seconds for 2 people to do a gen? No, actually. It takes 47 seconds, to be exact. Okay, that's fine. That gives me momentum. Yes, he tears up, but still. Yep, you can't hit over that far. And crouching actually disrupts the hitbox. Yeah, he needs to stop him too in here. got the stun and the smash hit. Good stuff. Nemesis is really annoying. Honestly, there are some really easy ways to play around him. I will not lie. Like, you saw what I was doing. If you have an object between you and Nemesis, crouch as he goes for the M2. And then just keep on looping him until he's forced into an M1. Like, that's the way to play around him. What I just did. He is strong if he's played right, but he is fragile as well. Yeah, so if you're standing upright, at all points in time, he can hit you with his M2. If you're crouching behind an object, the hitbox gets cut off for the most part. There are some exceptions to that rule, but they're far and few between. Alright, enemy boy, you wanna chase me? Hey, sorry to bring him here. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I didn't know which way he was coming from. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I thought he was still on the ace. I couldn't tell for certain where he was, and I dropped the pallet. Whoopsie. We're gen rushing? Gen rushing does not exist. I'll be honest. Gen rushing is a term coined from OG Dead by Daylight back in 2016, when survivors could bring 4 toolboxes with 4 brand new parts. By the way, he has Iron Grasp. Why does it feel impossible to get a 4K of Trickster? It's difficult, but not impossible. The biggest thing is with Trickster, you need to play around hooks or unhooks and pressure them. You really need to pressure on hooks. Which one will he go for? He goes for the person not in pocket. But yeah, gen rushing is an antiquated term that too many survivors still use to this day. And I'll be honest, or too many killers use to this day, I'll be honest. I can heal myself. Survivor is easy. Survivor can be easier than killer, but there are many factors that either work for or against you. Communications is the biggest one. Communications is what really makes or breaks a survivor team. When you're playing solo queue, you do not have communications for the most part. For example, I did not know Ace was back in that pocket. And if I had known that, I would have taken Nemesis elsewhere. But, with that being said, we're still playing efficiently because we have general game sense. You're not good at Trickster, but even when I do really well, I get him, get his 1 or 2K. He's tough because he's a 110. The biggest thing is, if survivors play well and play smart, they're gonna loop around tight loops, forcing you to M1. That's the hard part. So if they do that, you're in kind of a difficult position. Also, we found Ruin. Hold on 1 second. I'll disable camera because Strowers went out. Then we'll go for Ruin. Still no skill check. GG's. Deep Hipster. Honestly, Trickster with the update's not too bad. SBMM is going to be even more tough. Not necessarily, Cam. When you think about it, SBMM is going to make it hopefully easier for you, not harder. Honestly, it depends on the situation at hand, but that's a matter of fact that the purpose of SBMM is going to make your life easier. Honestly, at this point, I just wouldn't have done that. Alright, we're good. Alright, he's gonna go for the exit gate, or is he telling me to open the exit gate? Not necessarily, because if you're playing Trickster, remember that SBMM is based on individual killers. So if you feel that you're only getting 1 and 2 Ks per match as Trickster, then you're gonna go up against survivors where they might not know how to play against Trickster as well as the next, until you're able to truly learn how to play him. But the fact of the matter is, once you know how to play Trickster, yes, the game is going to give you survivors that know how to play against him as well. This is why I use NOED. I mean, fact of the matter is that Nemesis went for long chases and didn't pressure gens even while Ruin was up. But, like, the 4 survivors that we have here very obviously knew how to play the game well and efficiently. This map is bad for killer because as long as survivors keep the pockets into the last 2, you're in a really good position. But GG, well played to these survivors and the Nemesis. Hey, GG Steelers, GG's. Were you one of the survivors or were you the killer? Oh, you were the survivor. Which survivor were you, out of curiosity? You were Ace. Which, sorry about bringing Nemesis to you. I didn't know you were there, and I needed another pallet stun if possible. And GG's Undertaker, GG's. I appreciate both stopping by saying hi. I am Mark, aka Guilt Spire. I'm an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach ghosts how to play killer and survivors how to play against killer. Very happy to have you here. Alright. Hit 2 survivors with your weapon within 60 seconds, do this 4 times. Can do that. Alright, back to killer I go. Nope, that's wrong button. Okay, at least it went in quicker this time. And Stargirl, thank you much for the follow. Welcome to the Guilty ones as well as the funny Fang Min with the pink bunny head. You were the one that I found that you and I were in the same gen at first, right? Heading out, have a good stream. All right, Stargirl. Well, I hope you have a great night. Thank you as always for being here, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. We'll be live at 7 p.m. CST. All right, let's fix the face cam real quick before I do forget. All right. And good to go. We'll go back to Survivor once we max out on blood points again, which probably will not take too long, unfortunately. You main Oni? Oni's a lot of fun. I do enjoy myself some Oni, man. The angry man, the Oni. Alright, alright. You okay there, Diego? You're switching back and forth rather quickly. A Neofa map, a Jake of no tools, and 2 medkits. Okay, can work with that. So, trying to think about my schedule. My stream schedule. Because tomorrow... Okay, tomorrow's Saturday. Tomorrow we're doing Kill Your Friends. Yeah, we're doing Kill Your Friends. What time did I make it for tomorrow? No, tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. Jesus Christ. Today, like, initially felt like a Monday, then felt like a Friday. But it's actually Thursday. What time did I make the Kill Your Friends? Schedule Kill Your Friends is 7 p.m. Okay, so we're gonna do 4 hours of Kill Your Friends. We can do that. We have Jackbox the Friday after. Discord Movie Night the Friday after that. And then the cooking stream the Friday after that. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Also, I see a Discord message. Alright. Let's do that. Also, is my face cam not working? Refresh what? Can I play a match of Oni? So, the way in which you can request a specific killer is by either using the channel point reward, which is 2.5k channel points, or you can always spin the wheel killer and hope it lands on Oni. Why is it not re-enabling? Interesting. Alright, well, looks like my face cam is currently not working. I'll have to probably unplug it and plug it back in to get it to work, which is rough. I wonder if that's the device manager. Wheel of Killer, yep, it's a channel point reward. So click on that crystal ball on the left-hand side, the bottom left-hand side, you can do that. It is 50 channel points, to be exact. Sounds good, so we'll spin the wheel after this. Alright, this loop, if used well, is going to be a nightmare. So let's put the trap here. And let's take a look around. Looks like upstairs is not trapped, which is fine. I'm fine if we gave them upstairs, honestly. Let's find out what our ruin looks like. If it's in a good spot or not. Scratch marks going upstairs, okay. Ruin is right here, so put a trap there. And let's take a look over here. This loop is rough for us. Let's put a trap here. And let's go upstairs. Actually, no, let's not go upstairs. Let's check these two gens again, as well as the upside down. There's one person that looks like Jake. Yes, that's Jake. And doesn't... there might be someone on upside down. Hard for me to say for certain. Put a hit on Jake boy. He replays the same tile. Why? He has a pallet coming up. He doesn't use the pallet though. He's gonna go again. This time he'll probably use it. There's the dead heart for distance. And he once again doesn't use the pallet. Alright. I mean, honestly, if he had just used the pallet, he'd been in a much better position. Now let's check two gens, the one that he was on and the upside down.
Yeah.
Where was that trap? That trap was over here. That's the long... that's the pallet room, the god pallet room. Alright, let's re-trap that. Means that she'll have to take the time to untrap it later. They got upstairs, that's fine. That is literally a-okay. That's one of the best gens to leave to the last moment. But, of course, not everyone pays attention to that. Just in case they drop down. Trap over there on the left. Let's check this gen. No progress, upside down. Nothing on that gen. What about this one over here? Some progress here. There's a Feng Min. Nia? Drop it. It's not a safe pallet to drop, but it's a good one to loot. Let's see if we can get her to play this pallet over here. Doesn't look like it, so we're gonna have to break this. She's playing it well. It's not one to play around all too much, but she did a good job. Yeah, that's actually a really good pallet for me to get out of the way, so I'm fine eating that. I am a-okay eating that pallet. This one we can actually probably not break immediately. Another good looping pallet just to gain distance on the loop. Looks like she went out instead of playing the pallet. Then plays this pallet again. Show the red light. Alright, let's hit the Nia, then go for Jake. Alright, we're probably... Yep, welcome back, Travesty. Yeah, my camera... I might have to reinstall the drivers. I'm not sure what's up. Alright, let's go for this gen. You should break the pallet instantly. You don't always want to, actually. There are times where you don't want to break the pallet depending on how the survivor plays. That's the thing. So, it's not always a good idea. Like, that's a really unsafe pallet if not played well. In this instance, I don't think it's played well. The only way she could have made that is if she had Dead Hard, and even then. So, those type of pallets are great pallets to loop around if they're already down. Horrible pallets, however, to drop if you're trying to avoid a hit. You love Feng Mins? Feng Mins are good. Alright, let's break the pallet now to reduce value later down the road. Let's go pressure some gens while Ruin's still up. And we also want to figure out a place to put this trap. Gen was being worked on, no longer though. That is Jake or Elodie? That is Elodie? Elodie. She'll drop down, bounce landing, yes or no? No. And where do we go next, Elodie, my dear? Pallet here's fine. Disabled a trap. Rework of those add-ons will probably never happen. There's no real reason to do so, in my personal opinion. Good thing she didn't see my trap. Like, eerie add-ons just are notoriously not good. They are bad add-ons, but most eerie add-ons are, to be honest. It is kind of expected at this point that most eerie add-ons are just not going to be beneficial to whoever you're playing. That's kind of the expectation at this point. Let's do this. Actually, we'll trace. I was going to think of a trap to set. Scratch mark, stopped abruptly. There's Nia. And that's a really unsafe pallet to loop, but she did not drop it, so where does she go next? Drop that one, sure. We can loop this one pretty easily. And if she doesn't vault, she will go down. Good fake. And there we go. Yeah, sometimes it's not always a good idea to break immediately. Sometimes there are loops like that where you just want to chase them out. 16 seconds. Let's interrupt first. And then hook. We'll reset, making the life a little bit harder. Another gen done. Don't know where Jake went, to be honest. Did I hear breathing? I did, actually. That is Feng Min. Let's chase her out. We need to kill someone off at this point. And we'll hit you. Like I said, really bad drop pallet, really good distance pallet. He's gonna go to second stage, Jake, because you wanted that ruin before you wanted the unhook. That was a mistake. No pallet here for you anymore. You're able to drop pallet. There's Nia. Let's re-down you. There's the dead hard. Let's get you down. Let's re-trap ruin. I hear additional breathing. That is not Nia's. Odd. She's the obsession, so I'm fearful of a DS. So we're gonna leave her slowed out then. And check gens. Nothing there. Looks like some progress over here, but scratch marks going off. And then going to here. Is that Jake? Where did those scratch marks lead? Odd. I wonder if they're going for the pickup. Oh, I see what you want to do. Well, not really gonna give you a chance to do that, Nia, my girl. Oop, they're on this gen. There's Jake, though. Perfect timing. They'll probably cleanse Ruin at this point. Honestly, I'm fine with them cleansing Ruin. I need to kill someone out, is the long story short of this. I'm hoping that Jake is dead on hook. Nia gets healed before they do Ruin. Honestly, I'd be okay with them cleansing Ruin, because that way I can utilize Pop a bit more efficiently. But, at the same time, I mean, I don't really care for Pips. I'm already rank 1. It more or less is about the win for the win streak. There's Ruin. That's okay. Go for Nia now. There's another person on this gen. That's Elodie. Let's get her injured as well. She's on this pallet. Drop it. She does. And that's what I was afraid of. Was that last gen getting done. I probably should have just sat at the gen and let them get Ruin instead of pressuring them in this instance, and then gone for the pop on the gen. But doing so would have also left Elodie for 16 seconds on her generator. So there's give and take to that argument. Yeah, either ways, not a great situation to be in. Oh, we transferred targets. I was chasing Elodie and then must have caught onto Nia's scratch marks. Like I said, I don't really care for Noed. I'll be honest. I don't think it's a good perk. Alright, there's the pallet. Let's grab Nia. Last time you're slugged out. Like, I'd rather not rely on Noed if I can help it. Scratch marks? That's of someone injured too. Going where? Thing is, pressuring them might result in them leaving via the exit gate. Yeah, they went towards the exit gate. So if I pressure them any farther, they're probably going to just leave and want to play out their outputs if possible. So now we can get Elodie onto a hook. Will Feng Min simply leave her teammates to die? Yes, yes she will. And honestly, I do not blame her. I think that's the right move. I'm curious to why Elodie threw the pallet in that direction, I'll be honest. I have no real explanation there. I have no real explanation. But with that being said, GG, well played to these survivors. Yep, we will spin the wheel in just a moment, my friend. Don't you worry. Yeah, not a bad match, all things considered. Alright, let's see if I can fix my face cam real quick before I do forget. Let's do our normal tradition of this. And face cam is not working. Yo, what's up, Gavin? How you doing? Hopefully doing well. Alright, so face cam, is it working? No. So, give me one moment. Let me unplug and replug it. I feel like I need to probably reinstall the drivers. And that fix it is the next question. So far, the answer is no. Let's try again. Our normal routine of activating, deactivating, deleting, reactivating, deactivating. Answer is still no. One more attempt. Let's do this. And then that. Okay, so looks like as of right now, my camera is not working. GG's. So let's spin the wheel of killer. Figure out who we're gonna play. We have spun the wheel. We landed on Mr. Bubba Boy. You guys want to play Bubba, or do you guys like to re-roll the wheel for 100 channel points? Looks like we're gonna re-roll. No Bubba. So instead of Bubba Boy, we're looking at the Trickster. All right, sounds like a plan to me. All right, Trickster. Let's ready up with you and throw on a cake. while we're loading up, let me also go into my drivers. Audio inputs and outputs. Let's see. Not display adapters, not disk drivers. Corrupt is a great perk on him. Yes, actually was using barbecue for a different challenge, but yes, Corrupt is actually really good on him. So I will switch over to Corrupt. Imaging devices, Logitech StreamCam. This device is working properly, that's a lie. So let's update drivers, search automatically. Are already installed. So, problem is if I uninstall the device, I'd need to restart my computer. Disable device.